Steelers have won the division. The Steelers are going to the playoffs.
With Doug Russell.
It does mean something.
Nick Bruzowitz.
Beat him up in private.
And Dave Gasper.
Let's stay up all night long.
From Monroe Street to Lombardi Avenue.
There is your dagger.
This is your daily deep dive into the teams we love and the games we watch.
Touchdown, Wisconsin.
And there it is. The Brewers will punch a ticket to the postseason.
Now here's Doug Russell.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't really watch yesterday's Packers game with all that much intent. I was watching it. Of course, watch all Packers games.
Neither did Packers, but yeah.
I do enjoy that. You'll appreciate this, Nick. At one point, Dave turned to me and said they should pay us for watching this, and then I had to turn to Dave and said, "They do.
They do."
I meant
That's right.
everyone, like all the fans, but
like
yes.
there should be hazard, additional pay for yesterday.
Yes,
yeah.
I see where Dave is coming from, right? Like it's torturous to watch what they put out there. There was honestly maybe 10 players that people would recognize, even if you're a pretty strong Packers fan. I mean, they went all in on resting guys, which is what you're supposed to do. But looking at some of the other teams who played the majority of their starters versus the Packers who didn't play any, made it a lot harder to watch yesterday's performance.
It was like a preseason game, except it was in Week 18. It was the most anticlimactic Week 18 that I think that I can recall, because the only thing that you were really truly rooting, I think you were rooting for two things. I think that Packers fans were rooting for somebody to step up and do something, whether it was Barron Sorrell, who had a good game, whether it was Trayvon Diggs, who had been in the building for 3 or 4 days before he had been put on the field. And I thought that by and large, both of those guys played really well. And I think that that should give Packers fans maybe some optimism leading into not only the playoffs, because I don't know how long the run is going to be, but Barrett Sorrell is going to be a guy that you hope is going to be a Packer for a while. You hope that you can get, if you can get some kind of production out of Trayvon Diggs, because this is a guy who is coming into the building with former teammates and close friends, a couple of former teammates in Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney. Derek Ansley, passing game coordinator. He was his D-backs coach at Alabama. Of course, we all know about his relationship with Micah Parsons. If you can get something out of Trayvon Diggs, what you have done is you have taken your worst position and fortified it with a former All-Pro that you paid almost nothing for. If you can do that, then you've actually found something. Then you can make Week 18. You look back on it and say, all right, that's when we began the building blocks of trying to fortify that horrific part of our team right now.
Yeah, and that's where I think that the positives are to take away from this game. Being able to see something from Barron Sorrell, from Colin Oliver, from guys like Ketan Oladapo, who had a pretty solid game as
There's
well. Some of those reserves being able to get in there, get some playing time, guys that we haven't seen much of this year. I mean, Barron Sorrell was a 4th-round pick. I mean, there was a lot of, there was some decent expectation for him to come in and maybe help out in that pass rush. We haven't seen him much all season long, and now he finally gets an opportunity, and it's like, oh, wait, this guy's kind of a menace. He's actually, he's having an impact. He's getting into the backfield. I think I saw Barron Sorrell in the backfield more in this game than I've seen of Rashawn Gary in the backfield in the last 10 weeks. I mean, it's incredible. So being able to see that kind of production from some of those young players that you were hoping for, I think that's really the positives to take away. That's really where it's like, okay, now there's maybe a bit more depth here than we thought, and these guys can earn some more snaps maybe in the playoffs.
Yeah, I would look at this game and say, I don't know how many of these guys are even going to be relevant. That's in this weekend's matchup against the Bears. Barron Sorrell is one of those, as you've highlighted, Dave, as we pay attention to Trayvon Diggs, what he can be maybe for the secondary. But you really can't take anything from yesterday's performance and say it's going to translate into the postseason, because I wouldn't expect really any of these guys to be a big part of what they're going to do on Saturday. Maybe in the backfield, Josh Jacobs' health is a question. It has been for months now. Chris Brooks played well enough. Manuel Wilson, besides the negative 19-yard run.
Well, there was
that. What was that?
You know what I mean?
Outside
of that carry, he had 17 for 63. So that's, it's not elite, but it's not terrible.
especially
They
when
finished with
Lasita Smith. Yeah,
I just, in my wildest dreams, did not think that they would. You'd think that Clayton Tune, you'd think that the guys who were out there, like that they would put them in a position to try and win. And it's my opinion the Packers didn't. That they just do everything safe, no one get hurt. Clayton Tune had 11 pass attempts. He completed 6 of them for 34 yards. Like, they were not trying to make plays.
What did you?
No.
I mean,
There's no way.
What did? I mean, I don't mean to be a jag when I ask this question, but what did you expect to happen?
Well, I thought that from my perspective, my opinion would have been what I would have preferred to have seen. Maybe it's not what I thought would happen, what I think was best for the team, but like I would have liked to have seen Clayton Tune throw 2 interceptions, but near 200 yards. Like I would have wanted to see them try and put the ball in Matthew Golden's hands. Talk about a guy you want to get going.
Yeah.
Feed him. Just keep feeding him. I mean, he had 3 targets and he does drop 2 of those, right? So you have to look at this game and really have zero opinion on it. I mean, you can't get fired up about it.
That's my point.
Distraught. But I think you're also potentially grasping to try and find positives. And there are limited positives, and we've already highlighted them.
Oh, they're limited positives. That's another.
Yeah, that didn't take long.
Understatement.
We're 7 minutes into the show. We already highlighted all of them.
We've exhausted the positives. There's one highlight, and it was the last play of the game. Well, Barron Sorrell getting the fumble recovery.
Brenton Cox and Sorrell combining for that fumble.
Yeah, because Max Brosmer does he did a barrel roll randomly.
Didn't understand the rules. It's the NFL. It's different.
Yeah. Or what I thought is that he thought that he might have been tripped by by a Packer instead of his own
he
guy.
thought he was down.
So he thought he was down by contact. That's kind of what but there was also I would say a fog of war type of situation in there. I don't know that I buy that because you have to have better situational awareness of the field and what's going on.
Especially and that's
quarterback. Well, that's on Brosmer though too.
Yeah.
But as far as this game, I don't believe anybody got hurt, which is good. And I know that none of their frontline starters that are going to be expected to play next week, none of them got hurt, which was good. I didn't want to see any of these guys. All I wanted for this Packers game, honestly, was for it to be as quick as possible.
Yeah.
A win would have been great, I suppose. It didn't matter. Now, forget what happened yesterday. We've already exhausted all of the highlights. We've exhausted everything good that happened for the Packers in Week 18. The game was on the schedule. They charged ticket prices. We broadcast the game because we have a contract to broadcast the game. Other than that, this was a meaningless effort in futility. It was a meaningless and stupid, futile gesture is what it was. And that's fine. Sometimes that happens at the end of a season. At least the Packers now have another game that we have all the attention that we can put on for the Chicago Bears, because this is the team that we wanted. We all talked about it last week. Who do you want? You want Philadelphia? You want Chicago? Everybody said, we want Chicago. We want Chicago. We want Chicago. Well, guess what, boys and girls? You get Chicago.
Yeah, despite Chicago's best efforts for us to not get them,
right.
As they lost their last 2 games of the season, they lose to the Detroit Lions, and it's like, okay, well, maybe it will be Philadelphia. And Philadelphia has a chance. They're only playing the Commanders, but they're running out there something called Tanner McKee at quarterback, and shockingly, it didn't go all that well for him, and they end up losing to the Commanders. So it ends up being Chicago anyways, but it very, very much could have been Philadelphia, the way that the way that things were going there for a little bit, but Philly decided to rest their starters too. They didn't want Jalen Hurts getting hurt. They didn't want Saquon Barkley getting hurt. So you can't blame any of them. And I think Minnesota in this game, once JJ McCarthy re-injured his hand and he left, and they had to put Brosmer in there, I think they're just like, yeah, okay, we've had enough. Let's just get out of here. I think Drew made the comment, let's just put in a running clock. Let's just,
I think everybody wanted that.
Everyone's like, put in the running clock. Let's get this over with. No one wants to hurt themselves.
The fans, I think, that went to US Bank Stadium, I think they wanted a running clock. They will relish, by the way, Vikings fans will relish in the fact, we beat the Packers. I mean,
you beat preseason game 4 version of the Green Bay Packers,
which doesn't even exist anymore. So
exactly
right.
This is this is one of those games. At the end of the day, they were always going to be the 7 seed, which I think is the story that matters. That they had found themselves in a position where, once again, they made the postseason, and they deserve a lot of credit for that. But being a 7 seed with the expectations and the roster that we thought they had in mid-October, it's a disappointment, and it's a testament to a lot of different things. People want to push the blame one way or another, whether it's the coaching staff or the injuries or the quarterback, because Jordan Love is never good enough for a lot of people. Never will be, right? That he has an impossible standard to live up to after Favre and Rodgers. If he's not that level of quarterback, I think a lot of people will forever be disappointed in him. Regardless, the Packers are in the postseason. They got an opportunity. The Bears are the team we all wanted. I think this is the best case scenario. The Bears are coming in on back-to-back losses, right? They might have lost that mojo. They did not play well yesterday for 3 of the 4 quarters, found themselves in the game late, as they have all season long. I'm looking at the Bears, and I'm wondering how deflating it would be to lose to the Packers. And I'm imagining it's about as deflating as any loss could possibly be coming off of the season that they've had. So opportunity awaits Green Bay. They're the team that's put in the driver's seat to kind of take back the narrative. If they win on Saturday, the Packers continue to be big brother. There's no questions about it. And even if the Bears had the season that they had, I think that if you don't lose, or if you do lose, you find yourself questioning if this team's legit coming into next year again, which would be great. We'd all feel good about that.
All right, to lay out the show for us, there's a lot of news in the transfer portal as well. Nick Osen will join us coming up in just a few minutes, and he's kind of on a tight deadline, so we're going to take an early break here. You can hit us up on the talk and text line. So we've got kind of these dual things that are going on right now. We will definitely pay attention to what's going on in Madison, of course, because there are a slew of new Badgers and new Badgers starters, and big time new Badgers starters that are coming to Madison. We're going to hit that. Do we have another one?
We just got another one per Nick Osen that's just coming in right now.
This is breaking news.
Big news.
Breaking news. From Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.
Breaking: Florida State cornerback Kai Bates
All right, Kai.
has committed to Wisconsin.
All right, Kai.
First reported by Hayes Fawcett, but Nick Osen has that out there as well. So now another transfer cornerback coming in to Wisconsin. So the list keeps on growing, and our man Nick Osen is hustling. I mean, there is no one hustling harder right now than Nick Osen.
He is
all over the place.
He's we wait for Osen bombs. We need to come up with something. We need to workshop that.
Yeah,
because we're used to the Woj bombs, and the Woj bombs don't exist anymore because he's now the general manager of St. Bonaventure. Because it got to be.
Some people think he's the NBA Centel account, that he's behind that.
Maybe,
which is
maybe
that'd be fun.
Maybe
every once in a while Centel is right about stuff, and they're like, "Well, what does he know?"
He's Woj. Maybe.
It's possible.
If it's a Woj bomb, but we need to come up with something for Nick. We have to workshop this, so we've got a few hours in which to do that. But we'll get his thoughts on it coming up in just a few minutes as well. Also, keep coming on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line 877-794-1973. The Packers' opponents for next season, they are out. That's one thing that does happen after Week 18. It is Black Monday. We've got at least one coach that is on his way out. Actually, 2. If you want to count Raheem Morris from yesterday as well. So Kevin Stefanski also, he gone in Cleveland. He'll be hired by somebody else. He was in a bad situation in Cleveland. And we still await word on guys like Pete Carroll, Jonathan Gannon, perhaps some others. Zach Taylor is coming back.
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel in Miami, possibly. He might be on the way out as well. So, yeah. It's Black Monday. We got a lot to talk about. Last week we had 3 hours on Monday. I think we needed 4. Today we got the full 4, and I think we're gonna take up all 4. We're gonna run through the tape at 2:00, but we are just getting started. We are just lathering up the soap, and we've got a lot to get to, including Nick Osen, who's coming up in just a few minutes. We will get to him shortly. Stay with us. It's D.N.D. in the new year. Happy New Year, fellas!
Happy New Year!
First show of 2026. Stay with us on the game.
Just wrap your legs around these velvet rims and strap your...
Want to watch D.N.D? They're live on YouTube, Facebook, and X right now.
There you go.
There we go.
Just search 97.3 The Game. It's playoff time for your Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers are going to ride to the Super Bowl on that.
Stay here all week as we get you ready for Packers playoff football.
There is your dagger.
Here on The Game.
iHeartRadio.
Here are the top Katy Perry songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Teenage Dream.
You and I will be young forever.
Number 2, Dark Horse.
So you wanna play with magic? Boy, you should know what you're falling for. Baby, do you dare to do this? 'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse.
Number 1, Roar.
I got the eye of the tiger, the fire, dancing through the fire. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar.
Hear more from Katy Perry and similar artists now. Search for Katy Perry on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Michael Jackson songs you've thumbed up. Number 3, The Way You Make Me Feel.
The way you make me feel, the way you make me feel, you really turn me good. You really turn me good. You knock me off of my feet, you knock me off of my feet.
Number 2, Beat It.
Just beat it, beat it. There's no one wants to beat it, beat it. Sure, I'm funky, roll the shot like it doesn't matter who's wrong or right. Just beat it, just beat it.
Number 1, Billie Jean.
Billie Jean's not my love. She just a girl. But I am the one. But the chair is not my son.
Hear more from Michael Jackson and similar artists now. Search for Michael Jackson on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top John Legend songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, All of Me.
'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections.
Number 2, Tonight, Best You've Ever Had.
Baby, tonight, the night we lose control. Baby, tonight, you need that. Tonight, believe that. Tonight, I'll be the best you ever had.
Number 1, You Move, I Move, featuring Janae Aiko.
When you move, I move. I'm caught in your groove. Yeah.
Hear more from John Legend and similar artists now. Search for John Legend on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio is the easy-to-use app for music and radio. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with One Direction to look back on their first American tour.
Well, when we, originally came out to the States, we were told, by management and everybody that it was going to be quite different for us. Like, obviously, on the American tour, we weren't going to have, as many fans, and, it was going to be quite difficult for us. So we were just really grateful for anyone that kind of showed up and showed us any support. And, when we seen people with, like, banners and wearing our T-shirts and stuff in the crowd, that was really cool.
The amount of fans that, sung our songs back to us. Like, you could just put the microphone out and they would, sing the whole verse, back to Liam or whatever.
We were all so kind of overwhelmed really by the support and how loud the crowd were. We all had planned out certain things that we wanted to get across in our talks, and actually I was kind of lost for words because we just didn't expect that kind of reaction, and I didn't really prepare for it.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more One Direction and all your favorite artists.
Welcome back in. It's D.N.D. here on this Monday, January 5th. First show of the new year. At least, no, I had Packers game day, and you guys did First show for us.
First D&D show.
First D&D show because you guys did the J&K Security Solutions basketball postgame show. I did Packers game day, but we are back together, and we have another firing.
Yes, we do. We've got more news.
This is breaking news.
Big news.
From Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
During the commercial break, the Las Vegas Raiders have fired head coach Pete Carroll. Well, yep. Not exactly surprising. Signed a 3-year deal 1 year ago, and the Raiders get the number 1 overall pick in the draft. They were the worst team in football. Raiders GM John Spytek keeps his job. Him and Tom Brady will now be in charge of identifying and hiring the team's next head coach.
You always root for the local guy, John Spytek. He's one of us.
Yeah.
Catholic Memorial grad. Gave a shout out to Bill Young when he was introduced as the GM a year ago. So I'm always, even though this is the Raiders, I'm always going to root for the local guy. And for a long time, I rooted for Pete too, because he brought me a lot of joy in the aughts.
Yep.
And just didn't work out for him. I mean, when you hire a 74-year-old coach in a young man's game, bad things sometimes are going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we were looking at.
Yeah. So now you just kind of wonder who's going to be the head coach to lead Fernando Mendoza and the Las Vegas Raiders next season.
Yeah. Well,
it's very interesting.
Could be Kurt Signetti. Who knows?
Could be. We'll see if they just bring him along. But unlikely.
Then the Chiefs dynasty would be over. We would know it. It's done. The Raiders would take that division right away. Signetti's an incredible coach.
Google him.
Yeah. He wins. I think Pete Carroll did his job. This is exactly what the Raiders needed. They needed to be terrible. I don't think it was his intent, but the end result is exactly what Raiders fans probably needed and wanted.
Yeah.
First pick. And yesterday the Giants won in the noon slot. So they got to win the Raiders in their final game and it didn't matter. So they beat the Chiefs, didn't impact their draft position. They're still drafting number 1.
The Giants now are picking 5th. They could have had the number 1 pick or second pick, and now they're picking 5th.
They tend to do that. I think last year, year, maybe 2 years ago, Drew Lock got a win late in the year, like week 17, and it pushed them from the first pick to like the 4th. They are a team that at this moment feel like they have their quarterback, and that's what we kind of assume is the top pick. So as it stacks out now, I think the first 3 teams, it goes Raiders, Jets, Cardinals. They all need QBs. So it's going to be an opportunity there for you. You might be able to see 3 straight quarterbacks. And is there 3 first-round quarterbacks this year? That's what most people are wondering at this point.
The talking text line is open to you at 877-794-1973. Dan in West Bend writes, the game was about as exciting as a bowl of Armin's chili. Does he make weak chili?
Oh, it's horrible chili. We've talked about this plenty of times. We've talked about this on No BS. He comes in last in every single chili cook-off, every single chili competition he enters in. He comes in dead last.
Why does
he tries to make an unremarkable chili. I've got that soundbite in here somewhere of him saying, "I'm trying to make an unremarkable chili." He's trying to make it as bland and as boring as possible.
Okay, I have a question.
He makes chili for the average man, right? That's what he likes.
But it's a below average chili. That's the problem.
So he intentionally makes it bad.
He intentionally makes it unremarkable. In his words.
One time he didn't heat it up and he served it cold, and people had to eat cold chili.
Well, I thought it was supposed to be chili. I mean, that's in the name.
I think we're picking on him a little too much without him being able to really fully clarify. But yes, the chili conversation.
He would admit his chili is not great.
It's long-standing. He knows it's not great, but I think he would say it's average.
Yeah, he thinks it's better than every other chili judge says it is.
Okay. Is there anything that you make better than anybody else? Any food that you make that's better than anybody else?
Me? Not really, no.
Nick?
I don't think so. I think I know your answer, though, Doug.
That's grilled cheese.
That's right. Yeah. You say that.
I make better grilled cheese than you do.
Okay.
I would believe it.
I believe that because I don't make grilled cheese, but yeah.
You probably use like nice cheeses and high quality bread. I'm just a regular slice of bread and Kraft American, just slob.
The key of it is that you have to make the cheese the star of the show. And a lot of people don't do that.
Really?
Yeah.
In a grilled cheese sandwich, the cheese is important. Who knew?
It is. And a lot of people use that, like those Kraft slices.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Cheese food stuff that's manufactured.
The sludge and the slop.
It's gross. That stuff's gross.
Yeah, it's like when I was working as a bartender, and one of the other bartenders was talking about. I was like, "Hey, man, like the real key to a great margarita is the tequila." I'm like, "Whoa, now this is groundbreaking stuff."
Yeah.
Who knew?
And it's like microwave popcorn. I don't even allow that stuff in my house.
I don't eat that anymore either.
Don't insult me.
I only go, if I'm eating popcorn, it is only at the movie theater. That is the only time I eat popcorn anymore.
You should get a popper at home. I think you'd enjoy it.
Okay.
Keep them coming on the talk and text line 877-794-1973. Nick Osen is on a tight schedule, so we're going to take another short break, come back with Nick, get the very latest from the Badgers transfer portal because they are coming to Madison in droves, which is what they needed to because they were leaving in droves last week. So now they're coming in droves today. Hopefully there are some upgrades. I think there are a couple of upgrades. You got an upgrade at wide receiver, an upgrade hopefully at center, an upgrade at quarterback, and perhaps some other cornerback now, apparently, as well. So we'll get the very latest from Nick Osen on the other side. Keep them coming. Again, the talk and text line open to you at 877-794-1973. It's Doug, Nick, and Dave, D.N.D. on the game.
Stop by and have a few drinks. After she put her kids to bed.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
D.N.D. will be back in just a moment. The Packers are in the playoffs for the third straight season.
Hand off to Jacobs.
Oh, there we go.
He's to the 35-30. Cutting left.
There we go.
20, 10, 5, touchdown, Green Bay Packers.
Keep it locked right here for the best Packers playoff coverage on the game.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Elton John songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Tiny Dancer.
All the clothes are tiny dancer. Count the headlights on the highway. Baby darling, she's so blended.
Number 2, Rocket Man.
I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning out the fuse out every home.
Number 1, Benny and the Jets.
She got a baby boots, I'm more food. You know I'm better than a magazine. No, Benny and the Jets.
Hear more from Elton John and similar artists now. Search for Elton John on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Jason Aldean to discuss what his top 3 priorities are when choosing and producing new songs.
I think for me, it's subject matter has a lot to do with it, what it's talking about. I mean, a lot of the songs I've sort of built my career on over the years have been, a lot of it's kind of been that blue collar sort of Amarillo sky type stuff, So that's a big part of it to me. Melodies are a big thing. I mean, I feel like I know what melody-wise, what I'm good at singing, what I'm not so good at singing, or what doesn't really come natural to me. So I kind of take that into consideration too. And then obviously lyrics. I mean, lyrics are the thing that, really is going to sell the song. You can have a song that sounds great, the riffs are great, but the lyrics are horrible, and that's, no good. So it's a combination of those 3 things. And, and that's the thing. You listen to hundreds of songs to find, 10 or 15 that all those things kind of match up, and it's, you put that one aside and then go look for another one, and then you end up with 10 or 15 that go on the record. But it's, that's why it's a long process, because they're hard to find, songs that just have all those qualities. You have to dig pretty deep to find those a lot of times.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Jason Aldean and all your favorite artists.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Peter Gabriel to reflect on the WOMAD Festival's evolution.
We initially started this WOMAD Festival in 1980. The first one was 82, and it was very naive enthusiasm for some of these strange and wonderful things we were hearing. And as a failed drummer, I was hearing grooves that I fell in love with, which seemed a lot more alive than what I was hearing on the radio. As a singer too, these wonderful voices, and it's still continued that way. And it's a lot more difficult, because the demise of the music business and record stores has made it extremely difficult for any minority interest label. But we work hard to focus online activities, and there is still, happy to say, good audience, and the WOMAD Festival is, I think, like a lot of live parts of the business, actually flourishing, even though the records are not doing as well.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Peter Gabriel and all your favorite artists.
Knows what kind of awesome, super cool things exist on the other side of that portal.
See a copy of Santiago's transfer order.
Dunder Mifflin, this is Kevin. Please hold while I transfer you.
You can have all the transfer orders that you want.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
They are coming fast and furious to Monroe Street in Madison as the transfer portal window is open and the Badgers are fortifying the troops. So last week when guys were leaving Madison, I think that there was probably some trepidation. There probably still is. There's anything that hasn't been successful, and the Badgers the last couple of years, they've struggled on the football field, should be met with some skepticism at times, but it appears as though the cupboard, which it appeared to be losing some assets, are gaining some assets right now, and our friend Nick Osen from 24/7 Sports is joining us. He is on top of it. We're trying to come up with something. We're workshopping. You've heard of the Woj bomb, of course. We need something for you, like an Osen bomb. We just don't know what it's called yet.
Guys, it's great to be back. You know what some people said when I was at Iowa State doing a similar thing, and I think some people here have kind of run with it. It's I don't need it, but if you're looking for something like that, Oath bomb is something that they always used to say.
The Oath bomb.
And there have certainly been some fun and interesting kind of images and names popping up, when people are excited. As you guys know, I was just texting with Nick, like another commitment just 5 minutes ago. This stuff is it's everlasting and always some news popping off.
All right, well, let's work our way backwards, I suppose. Tell us about Cal Bates. Kai Bates is coming to Wisconsin. Kai Bates.
Yeah, so the newest commit that we know about, young guy at corner, 6'2", just under 200 pounds, big time recruit coming out of high school. I believe there were some relationships, with some of the current staff at Wisconsin that Bates knew a little bit, from that time. And obviously you can always maybe look back or look forward to those relationships when things like this happen. I think that he's got a chance to obviously get some more opportunities here. There were some good programs after him and some really good programs after a lot of these guys, which we can get into. But I like the addition, Doug. I think he's like a high ceiling play with his size, length, and potential. Just needs to kind of get more reps and more playing time, likely here in Madison.
Nick, the Badgers go out and they get essentially the top free agent or one of the top quote-unquote free agents at quarterback in Colton Joseph. Smaller school, Old Dominion, but dual threat quarterback that clearly I think a lot of teams were interested in. How big of a get is he for Wisconsin?
Nick, he's huge. I mean, this is a guy that, I think we were talking about, discussing, obviously soon as the portal officially opened, but I think people liked his game well before any of this portal stuff. I'm talking about fans. They were bringing up his kind of skill set, discussion points just with on our boards. And something that he can do, he can obviously run the ball. Obviously, QB, you need to be able to throw, but he's a true dual threat. And I think that's something that in this offense, obviously you've now got Mateos in at O-line coach. Jeff Grimes has been here now year 2. That's something they really, really value. I think it's a reason why there was some excitement when, say, Danny O'Neal was healthy and showed some things. Carter Smith showed it late in the year. You've got somebody that's played a little bit more football, obviously put up some good numbers last year at ODU. I think was Conference Player of the Year, certainly one of the best players in the Sun Belt Conference. There were some strong suitors, as you'll hear me say about a lot of these guys. Nick, I think if he can stay healthy, which is obviously a major key from what we've seen in Madison here the last couple of years, it could be a terrific, terrific get that I just feel like can help stabilize the offense in its entirety.
Yeah, we got to wrap that guy in bubble wrap, Nick, and make sure that he stays healthy. Just all off season, just Bubble wrap them. But, this is kind of similar to high school recruiting. You get that quarterback target early, and that allows you to bring in a bunch of other guys around the offense because running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, they want to kind of know who that quarterback's going to be. So how is getting Colton Joseph here, your top quarterback target, how's that going to impact the rest of the transfer portal here for Wisconsin in terms of trying to get the targets that they want to sign?
Yeah, David's huge, right? Obviously, they not only got a good player that they wanted, but they got him early. I mean, essentially the first weekend of this portal. And I think you've already seen it, whether it was because he was signed or about to be. A couple tight ends already in. I think one is more of kind of the receiving threat in Jacob Harris, but a couple have already committed, signed. A great receiver that I think, he should be like a top 3 or 4 guy on this team, Shamar Rigby out of Oklahoma State, somebody that I've followed for a while, even since his high school recruitment. And then you're just really now looking at, if you look at kind of the overall roster, I mean, they're already at double-digit additions, right, Dave? So I think the 2 spots that I really go to are receiver as well as D-line. And so I think they can kind of hone in on some of those pass catchers. Obviously, Jordan Reed has already shown a good amount of success on the recruiting trail at wideouts coach. So he can, of course, work with Joseph. And I'm expecting, obviously, another good name or two, nothing solidified by any means, but some positive buzz here early on in the week.
I'm interested in Austin Kowicki. As I understand it, another one of those, you mentioned Shamar Rigby from Oklahoma State, his teammate, both in Stillwater and now coming to Madison, somebody that Jeff Grimes knows pretty well. He recruited him out of high school, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe there were some local ties and connections there. You bet.
Tell me about Austin Kowicki. What is he going to bring to the offensive line? Because that's one of those areas that certainly we've seen it not be as fortified as perhaps what we're used to at Wisconsin football.
Yeah, Doug, I think that this is, I actually put last night, it feels like one of the maybe safest hits so far in terms of somebody that you just, I think, really feel like can trust and make an impact early. Obviously, center position, one of the most important. As we've seen, guys have been pretty solid at Wisconsin recently, but have gotten hurt. Hines moves there. Jake Renfro was great, but obviously had some struggles staying healthy. So I think that Kowicki, if he can stay healthy, is somebody that this staff is excited about. He brings really some veteran leadership, great experience, good blocking, and speaking with some people throughout the network, he was really one of the better, more highly rated potential centers out there in the portal.
Nick, when you look at Abu Sama, there's a pre-existing relationship with you and his family and his recruitment when you were at Iowa State. Now you're here. This guy is a really dynamic football player, and the Badgers need that in the backfield. We thought they might have it in Dylan Jones this past year. It never came to fruition. You can blame the O-line. You can blame the offensive scheme. But Abu Sama is a guy that you're familiar with, and I think I'm pretty excited about. What do you say?
Yeah, Nick, when you even take out, obviously I do know him and his family, very grateful for that, but just when you watch these guys tape, there's a chance with a good O-line, he could be maybe the biggest, most explosive addition. He really, really came on the scene, obviously early on in his career at Iowa State. People often look back at a game against Kansas State, the snow game. He went crazy. He was a good recruit. I mean, he's somebody that has just been, I would say, pretty consistent throughout, around 5 to 6 yards per carry. He was part of a 1-2 punch at Iowa State with running back Carson Hansen, too. So maybe has never had to be or been featured as the guy. And I think this is gonna be his chance, Nick. You talked about, obviously, Dylan Jones is now transferred out. They didn't get Latimer on signing day. So I think it's a pretty open room, quite honestly. You're going to see multiple guys back there. But I think from what I understand, Sama has the chance to be a feature piece. And I'm certainly excited to see what he can do in a really nice, run-focused line, kind of revamped under Eric Mateos.
Nick, I want to ask you, quickly here, just pivoting to the outgoing transfers. We saw a couple make their commitments over the weekend. Billy Edwards Jr. is heading to Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels. And then one that I think might sting Badgers fans a little bit more, Preston Zachman transferring to Indiana. What can you tell us about those two guys moving on to new places?
Yeah, the Zachman one, I think you hit it right on the head, Dave. I think he's obviously played a lot of football here, and so I think that the Badgers certainly got a lot out of him. But Indiana just kind of appears to, be a thorn in a lot of people's sides. It seems like right now. I mean, I know that they also landed a big-time wide receiver. They were going up against Notre Dame, but it just seems like the way things are going there, obviously the program is in a good spot with Signetti, and some of the money that they've got, trickling in, like a lot of these schools are really upping things, Wisconsin included, but they're very aggressive. And I'm sure Zachman was probably promised a starting spot, as he likely would have had here, and probably getting taken care of well. So that one will be interesting. And then Edwards is just a little bit more of the unknown, Dave, right? Because we didn't get to see a ton of what he was or really could be in Madison. So I'm a little bit surprised he got, a decent spot that quickly. I know that North Carolina is undergoing a rebuild with Belichick, but again, they're spending and they're looking to compete right now too.
Nick Osen from 24/7 Sports joining us on the Badgers beat as the transfer portal opens up. I sometimes like to use context clues as much as I can, and you tweeted out, at least according to my timeline, 12 hours ago, oh my, and it's right around John Kamara and Hammond Russell. What was the oh my about?
That was actually, Nick will like this. That was actually about the NFL.
Oh, that was the Steelers game?
It was the Steelers game last night. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Tyler Loop.
Unbelievable ending to that NFL game, which was essentially a playoff, obviously winning in, lose, and you're done. And I was texting with Nick a little bit about that. The timing was in between some commitments, I hear you, but yeah, that was definitely about that.
I don't know how focused you have to be at this time of year because, I mean, I'm getting texts from Nick, and it was actually exactly 12 hours ago at 10:42 at night, and Nick is texting Dave and I just blowing up my phone. It's like, you text me after 9 o'clock. I'm like, it's got to be something important, and it turns out it was.
It was pretty important. I think it was very important. Circling back to the transfers, Nick, you look at this and you see 3 guys from Oklahoma State. You see 2 guys from Iowa State. Is that a product of focusing in on those particular programs, or the fact that those teams are now on new head coaches and maybe dumpster fire guys are leaving?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the dumpster fire necessarily, but more of kind of the new coaches, right? Guys are looking for opportunities. There aren't those established relationships with the staffs coming in. And frankly, I always say, I've said it about the NFL too, like you can find good players anywhere. I mean, Iowa State had a ton of them, many of them going to Penn State, of course, following that staff. And Oklahoma State, they're bringing a lot of guys from North Texas, as you're seeing. So some of those guys I'm sure would have been welcomed back, some looking for new homes. But it's definitely, very intriguing. And I think that so far, I would bet on a lot of these guys to be hits, Nick. I really would, just the way that they've evaluated and some of the guys with experience. I like what I'm seeing so far.
Nick, outside of Colton Joseph, the quarterback, which of these transfers so far do you think makes the biggest impact on this team in 2026?
Yeah, it's not going to be, kind of the highlight package type of really position, but I think it's Kawecki, Dave, at center. I just think that he brings in, that experience, toughness. He's a good player. Like I said, he was rated very well. An underrated one, though, that I'll give you is John Kamara. I'm not sure exactly what his role will be, I guess, right away. So in terms of 2026, I'm not sure, but just long-term ceiling at linebacker with some of his potential and athletic traits. I'm really, really intrigued to see what he can do, Dave.
I know you got to run here in a couple minutes because you've got a million things that are going on right now with the transfer portal. I'm interested in your process. Are there names, specific guys that you're kind of eyeing up to see if they come here that maybe the Badgers coaching staff has their eye on as well? Or is it more when they come to Wisconsin, that's when you do your diligence on that? How are you still looking at guys that you think might come here, specific names?
Yeah, Doug, it's an interesting process, because it's not as much like high school really recruiting where guys will tweet out their offers and everything is a little bit more clear cut and visits and things. It's a lot of kind of behind the scenes. I mean, I've talked with agents and former teammates and neighbors and everything like that. So it's a little bit, interesting and unpredictable. And then obviously if you get word of guys visiting, then you certainly hone in on them a little bit more, but you definitely have to do some, let's say, detective work, some sleuthing, and see what you can do, because it's not always kind of as clear cut and transparent, understandably, because the money being thrown around, guys, is pretty big time, and you obviously don't want to hurt the programs in any ways.
Nick Osen, Badger 247. We'll let you go on that one, man. We appreciate your time. I'm sure we'll hear from you potentially indirectly coming up on X with more news today. I just know you got to run here.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. As always, looking forward to it, and we'll talk some more hoops as well.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Nick. There he goes, Nick Osen from 24/7 Sports, joining us here on
Is he our favorite
D.N.D.
Bears fan? Is he our favorite Bears fan? I mean, we didn't touch on it. We can touch on it later this week. I'm sure we can call him up and have him talk about his Bears, and we can pick on him. But
like collectively, I suppose. I mean, I do have family that lives in Illinois.
Well, I mean, not everyone is a big fan of their family, Doug. I don't want to make exceptions. I mean,
some more than others, but
we got Bears fans in the building. I love sales team Sean Killebrew, but like Nick
Scott
Olsen's our guy.
Scott Dolphin.
Yeah. Well,
he's a Bears fan.
Poor guy. He's going to be picked on if he loses.
Ben Yount.
You guys are going to rip on him.
Sure. We've got our first. We're going to have a couple of Eye on the Enemies, I think, this week. Sam Phelan is going to join us. Sam Phelan covers the Bears now. He's part of a new blog. He was at 24/7 Sports covering the Tennessee Titans. Now he's covering his hometown, Chicago Bears.
There you go.
And he's also a Survivor runner-up, too. So,
wow.
We get to have
there we go. More
Survivors.
Survivors.
Get to have another Survivor contestant.
Yeah. That's awesome.
When Sam and I were just texting during Nick Osen's, texted him to see if he could be an Eye on the Enemy. He's going to be an Eye on the Enemy.
Let's go.
I think on Wednesday we're looking at.
Okay.
Try to circle back with Caitlin Sharkey perhaps as well. Mark Carmen, who's been on us on the show before.
Yeah.
We've got a lot. Listen, we've got a lot of Bears people, including Nick Osen.
Yeah.
That's right.
But who's on most often? Nick Osen.
That's right.
Well,
he's our most
He's
common
kind of our guy.
Bears fan on our airwaves, I have to imagine. But the topic of our conversation with it, they have 11 guys right now, if I'm not mistaken. I tried to count it 5 different times.
Yeah, I've got it on Badger 247 here. It's up to 11 at the moment.
11 transfers in the last, I don't know, day, 2.5
3 days.
Right.
Yeah.
And they are cooking, and they're bringing in guys. And there's some natural hesitation from those on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line, right? Eric in the Prairie says, excuse my pessimistic views, but as a Badgers fan, I'm not as excited about these transfers, not because they aren't good players, but the football staff hasn't shown they know what to do with transfers. The past 3 years have shown that, especially in regards to the quarterback position.
Well,
from my perspective, and I think it's pretty evident, Colton Joseph is easily the most significant quarterback they've brought in the portal. Most sought after from other programs, most highly touted, dual threat quarterback, similar to Mordecai, but better. I think that you have to be excited because what else do you have? I mean, you can sit here and be pessimistic, and that's your prerogative. But from my perspective, a team I covered, a team I see every day or talk about nearly every day, like I'm going to try and be positive because this is the most significant addition that they have made in the Luke Fickell era.
Yeah, well, and especially with the quarterback position, as Eric and Prairie brings up, I mean, how have we truly known? Because they've been injured. I mean, is that talent evaluation, or is it just poor luck? With injuries, like you can't really know that a guy is going to tear his ACL, dive in for a first down, or a guy is going to tear his PCL trying to carry out a fake. You don't know that. You can't scout that that's going to end up happening. So I think they've gotten good guys in at quarterback. We just haven't seen them play. They've missed a combined 22 starts over the last 3 seasons. They're QB1s that they brought in. So, Colton Joseph, he seems like, very, very talented player that can come in, provided he stays healthy. I saw someone say, can we name him QB2 just because the QB1 automatically gets hurt? Like, just name him QB2 and he'll just move up anyways. But yeah, I think it's an exciting group so far. And it seems like the money, the investment that they're putting in, it's actually resulting in something here. We're seeing some results right away here.
Well, okay. I understand the pessimism, and I'm going to take a different tact on this because we haven't seen it yet. Billy Edwards was supposed to be the most significant player that the Luke Fickell era had brought in. There was high hopes when Tackett Curtis, for example, is brought in linebacker. C.J. Williams, highly touted 4-star recruit out of USC after his freshman year, came to Wisconsin. He was highly recruited as well. So we've seen this before, and it hasn't borne out. It hasn't come to fruition yet. And I will take the tact of some of the fans who say, well, okay, I'm still a fan, but at some point you gotta show it on the field. And the Badgers, so far, with all in this transfer portal era, they haven't shown it on the field, whether it's any of the guys that I named, either by ineffectiveness or by injury. You want to see it. And it hasn't happened yet. So you're still a fan. I don't want to take anything away from, you still want your team to do well, but oftentimes criticism is born out of, I want this team, and in some cases demand this team to be better.
Yeah.
And that's fair. And that's absolutely wholeheartedly the perspective you need to have, that this team needs to be better. This next season needs to be better. I mean, this is well understood that this is in all likelihood the last year of Luke Fickell and this experiment if it goes poorly. But you look at when they had Tanner Mordecai, their expected starter for 8.5 games and the bowl game. They went 7-5 and then lost that bowl game in a shootout with LSU, a really good team. Like, they were a competitive football team. The next year they lose Van Dyke, their starter, in the third game. This year they lose the starter in the first game. Like, when they have the starting quarterback,
ran through 3 other guys too.
This year they had 4 different quarterbacks start multiple games, and it's a troubling problem. Their offensive line was an issue. Their defense in the secondary was a problem. Lots of issues with the roster this past year, not just the injury at quarterback. But I'm holding out faith that they can be, this season on paper, an easier schedule with a healthy quarterback, a better team. And pessimistic is the fair perspective to have. I think it's harder to remain optimistic.
I think skepticism. There's pessimism and there's skepticism. And I think that skepticism is healthy. Pessimism is just like, oh, woe is me, and you just, your Eeyore crawling into a hole. And
skepticism is a better word.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that I think Badgers fans should be skeptical. And I think that Badgers fans who care about this team should criticize. Because if you don't criticize, then you're going to be apathetic. And if you're apathetic, then you're not going to come to the games. And then you're not going to listen to Matt LePay and Mark Tauscher on the radio, and you're not going to watch them on television, and you're not going to want to wear red. You're not going to want to wear the Motion W. I want you to care. I want you to get pissed off when this team doesn't do well. That's the only way that you're going to retain fans going into the next era. And yeah, you want them to be better. You demand for them to be better. And hopefully these are the guys that are going to help turn the corner for Wisconsin, because when Luke Fickell was hired, I mean, the charge was we're going to compete for championships. Well, they were uncompetitive in certain games this year, much less compete for championships. That's what fans should demand. And, hopefully we'll see it this year. By the way, you and Red Hot Tim Knott going back and forth, Nick, on the talk and text line. And you were asking the question, or he was asking the question, who's buried under Camp Randall? R.I.P. Jimmy Hoffa. There was a rumor that Jimmy Hoffa was buried under third base at County Stadium.
Yeah, I saw that.
All I'm saying, I don't know if that's true or not. I kind of hope it is. It'd be kind of neat, wouldn't it? Milwaukee's it's really a low-key gangster town. Hour number 1 in the books. Dominique Yates joining us in hour 2.
Jump around. You are listening to D.N.D. with Doug, Nick, and Dave.
This pains me to say this, but Dave's right.
Hey, why does that pain you to say? I'm right quite a bit, I think.
Middays here on the game.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Eric Church songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Springsteen.
Funny how melody sounds like a memory, like a soundtrack to a July Saturday night. Springsteen.
Number 2, Drink in My Hand.
To fill it up, I'm throw it down. I got a 40-hour week worth of trouble to drown. No need to complicate it. I'm a simple man. All you gotta do is put a drink in my hand.
Number 1, Heart on Fire.
I turned up radio, but the static was heavy. Couldn't make out any words, but take it to the levee. That look on your face was for a wild desire.
Soaking my soul in gas and setting my heart on fire.
Hear more from Eric Church and similar artists now. Search for Eric Church on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. iHeartRadio.
Here are the top Hall & Oates songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Kiss on My List.
Because your kiss is on my list. Because your kiss is on my list. Best thing to life.
Number 2, You Make My Dreams. Number 1, Man Eater.
Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Oh, here she comes. She's a man eater.
Hear more from Hall & Oates and similar artists now. Search for Hall & Oates on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio.
Here are the top Carrie Underwood songs you've thumbed up.
Number 3,
Before Heat Sheets.
I took a Louisville slugger to both headlights. Slashed our home and all 4 tires. Maybe next time I'll think before he shoots.
Number 2,
Church Bells.
She was all uptown wearing that white gown, taking his last name. She could hear those church bells ringing, ringing. And up in the loft, that whole choir singing, singing.
Number 1,
Blown Away.
To rip the nails out of the past, shatter every window till it's all blown away. Every brick, every board, every slamming door blown away. Till there's nothing left standing, nothing left to yesterday.
hear more from Carrie Underwood and similar artists now.
Search for Carrie Underwood on iHeartRadio.
All your favorite music,
all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top 3 Florida Georgia Line songs you've thumbed up. Number 3, Round Here.
Dance in the dust, turn the radio up. And that 5 on whiskey whispers. Temptation in my ear, it's a feeling alright. Saturday night, and that's how we do it round here.
Number 2, Cruise.
Baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise down a back road, blowing stop signs through the middle every little farm town with you in this brand new Chevy with a lift kit. Would look a hell of a lot better with you up in there.
Number 1, Long Live.
Long live long neck bottles and wide open throttles and old dirt roads with no name. Long live them country girls, long legs and cut up jeans. Long live this way of life, long live nights like these.
Hear more from Florida Georgia Line and similar artists now. Search for Florida Georgia Line on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Listen to us live 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app and watch our shows each weekday on YouTube, Facebook, and X. We are the game.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Dave Gasper.
Well, the Green Bay Packers didn't have a great game yesterday, losing to the Vikings 16-3.
Hardly noticed.
Yeah, but one of their players had an absolutely fantastic game.
Takes it, moves forward, and lifts a high floater. Naylor comes up under it,
lets it hit, bounds across the 20 to the 15, on the hop to the 10 to the 5, picked up at the 2-yard line. Melton on the coverage along with Oladapo, and Daniel Whelan just a beautiful punt of 62 yards.
Love it.
Daniel Whelan, we got a punt highlight. That's right. Daniel Whelan.
Great.
He had 8 punts for 431 total yards.
Easily the MVP.
Easily averaging 53.9 yards per punt. Landed 5 of them inside the 20, and his longest punt of the day was 68 yards. Thankfully, exactly 68, not 67 or 69, but 68 yards.
What's up with those two other numbers?
Yeah, things. But yeah, Daniel Whelan, MVP yesterday. Let's give it up for Danny.
There have been a couple of games where he hasn't punted at all this year, so I guess he was rested.
Yeah.
The Packers lost those games, too. So, I mean, you got to get him out there. You have to find a way to get Daniel Whelan involved. Half jokingly, but somewhat serious. At some point this season, I think preseason, I said Daniel Whelan, in regards to how he stacks up with the rest of the league at his position, might be the Packers' best player. Like, where else do they have a top 5 player in the NFL? Now Micah Parsons, I think it must have been preseason because I think I would have said Parsons is in that group. But, like, he's a top 5 player at his position. Daniel Whelan.
Lock him up.
Yeah.
Lock him up.
Yeah.
I think they did.
Pay him.
They signed him to an extension prior to the season.
Lock him up even more.
Even more. Keep him around.
Just keep him around. He's a good punter.
Yeah, absolutely. What will not be kept around are a lot of coaches around the league. It is Black Monday. It started early last night with Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot getting the axe from the Atlanta Falcons last night, so they will need a new head coach and GM.
Despite the fact that they won yesterday.
Yeah, to get the Panthers into the playoffs.
Because they have the 3-team. So there's the 2-team tiebreaker would have gone to Tampa Bay, but the 3-team tiebreaker went to and Atlanta needed to beat New Orleans for the 3-team tiebreaker to take effect, and that's what the Panthers held. It was the strangest thing.
Each of the 3 came in at 8 and 9, but the Panthers end up winning out on the tiebreakers, and it's just a mess down there in the NFC South. But 2 underachieving seasons for Atlanta. They traded their first-round pick this year to get, I believe it was James Pierce from last year's draft to move up for that. So they don't have a first-round pick this year, and now they need a new GM and a new head coach. So a lot of the players were trying to keep Raheem Morris, but he ends up getting the axe. 2 underwhelming seasons there. Then today, the Browns fired Kevin Stefanski. They're going to keep Andrew Berry, the GM, for whatever reason. Who knows? But they're going to keep him around. The Raiders have fired Pete Carroll. He's out. The Bengals have announced Zach Taylor will stay. And the GM in Cincinnati will stay. Also, the New York Giants GM, Joe Shane, he will stay.
Oh, he deserves it. He's done such a good job. There's another coach firing that just happened, by the way.
Here we go. We got breaking news just coming in here during the update.
During the update.
Arizona.
There you go. That's the one.
Arizona has let go of Jonathan Gannon after just 1 season. They finished the year with 9 straight losses.
This is his 3rd year.
And Cardinals GM, it's his 3rd year?
Yeah, it's his 3rd year.
I thought it was his first. But Cardinals GM Monty Ossenfort will spearhead the search for a new head coach. So Monty Ossenfort keeps his job, though.
Yeah. Well, 9 straight losses will do that. And the fact that he was kind of a petulant turd in his press conferences, if he communicates with the media like he does at his news conferences, he's probably not that great in front of his players.
Probably not.
You don't have to win the press conference, but it doesn't hurt. Put it that way.
Yeah, he's not. Wasn't great at the podium for a defensive coach. His defense did not play well. Was not the right mix. Arizona's in trouble. Worst season in franchise history, I believe. I just saw. So this is a team that's in need of a new direction.
And I can't believe that they're keeping Monty Ossenfort.
Yeah, that's wild. The fact that he's been able to keep his job somehow. Who does he have pictures of to be able to keep his job? But
that is, I mean, I feel like I talk about the Arizona Cardinals more than I probably should because, I mean, who gives a rip about the Cardinals? Such just an abysmally
it's your future home.
That's true. It is an abysmally run franchise.
Yeah.
It is a terribly run franchise.
Yeah. You know what's not a terribly run franchise? The Milwaukee Brewers. And we've got some coaching announcements to make because this also just came out here during the update.
Let's do it.
The Brewers have announced some major changes to Pat Murphy's coaching staff, including the addition of Daniel Vogelbach as a new hitting coach. Big Danny Burgers is back. Let's go.
I love that. Anytime, listen, I'll always put up for fat guys getting jobs. And,
Yeah.
I mean, because he just looks, listen, you're a fat guy in a baseball uniform. I mean, does anything more say Milwaukee than a fat guy in a baseball uniform?
Yeah, put that man at first base right now. Oh my goodness. So he's back. Among the most notable of the Brewers coaching moves are increased responsibilities for Jason Lane, who also now adds offense and strategy coordinator. And Jim Henderson is now the pitching coordinator in the wake of Ricky Weeks' move back to the front office. So that's how they're kind of divvying up some of those responsibilities. Chris Hook's still going to be your lead pitching coach there, but pitching coordinator.
And Jim Anderson's done a good job in the bullpen. Don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing any of the guys. We'll see how good of a communicator Vogelbach is. Just an unknown quantity at this point. But pitching coordinator, what the Brewers do is they massage the titles around a little bit.
Yeah, to make it seem like a promotion, to give the guys a raise and things like that. So
but there's no bench coach.
It doesn't appear so, at least not in terms of what Adam McKelvey has put out so
when
far.
Murph gets tossed out of games, is it Jason Lane?
Is
he gonna manage and coach third?
It could be, Chris Hook's going to be the one making the pitching changes, I would imagine. We have not seen anything official yet on that front, how that's going to work out. But that's what we have so far. Oh, okay, here we go. McKelvey adds another one here. Eric Tyson is taking over as lead hitting coach from Al LaBeouf, and Spencer Allen is taking over for Julio Bourbon as first base coach.
Did Al LaBeouf go somewhere?
Al LaBeouf and Bourbon were reassigned in the organization.
Interesting.
So maybe LaBeouf going back to Nashville, because that's where he was for the past several years as a AAA hitting coach. Then Murphy brought him up this past year to be the lead hitting coach in Milwaukee. Maybe he's going back down there.
Can I say I don't love that, because the Brewers were really effective at scoring runs this year?
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Although I think Eric Tyson is a fantastic hitting coach. I mean, he is a big riser in the coaching ranks. A lot of respect around the league for what he does. He's been working his way up. He was in the minor league system a couple of years, but really, really talented hitting coach. And now he takes over as the lead guy. So excited to see Tyson there for that. But and
Matt Arnold and Murph we trust.
Exactly. They know what they're doing. But yeah, Bourbon moves on, and Spencer Allen, now your first base coach. So they wanted to get more aggressive on the base paths. Steal more. They kind of took a step back in stealing bases this past year. So perhaps Spencer Allen will help them steal more bases this next season. So. Let's see. Moving on here as we get so much breaking news coming in. The college football playoff is down to 4, Indiana and Oregon. Then Ole Miss without Lane Kiffin. The fighting not Lane Kiffins against Miami.
So
as they took down Ohio State.
I'm not one much for rooting for teams that aren't your team.
Yes.
You look at conference loyalty. I think that's a ridiculous concept. I don't accept it on any level. I think it's silly. I'm not going to root against you for 364 days a year and then root for you for one. I think it's absurd. That having been said, do we have any rooting interest in the Final Four that are left? Because I have a strong rooting interest in Ole Miss, and it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that I was born in Mississippi and none of that. It's all about just a middle finger to Lane Kiffin.
Yes.
That is all. That is the only thing that I'm rooting for.
I am 100% with you on that. I want them to win it because Lane Kiffin's like, oh, I think I got a better chance to win a natty at LSU.
Do ya?
When you literally have a team in the playoff that's now in the semifinals you could win a natty with, and he leaves. I want that absolutely just to spite Lane Kiffin for leaving them during that moment. I want Ole Miss to win this thing.
One of the most disingenuous turds in the coaching profession is Lane Kiffin.
Yeah,
I would have been pulling for Ole Miss if they had Lane Kiffin. Even I'm all for the story. They feel like the smallest brand left. Indiana
in the
quickly,
SEC. I mean, I don't know.
Has quickly rose to being prolific, and I would love. This is my pecking order: Ole Miss, Indiana, Miami. and then
Oregon
we'll finish off
last.
With Oregon last.
I would have flip flopped Oregon and Miami. I go Ole Miss, Indiana, Oregon, then Miami because gotta support the Big Ten, right?
No,
Yeah.
so it goes Ole Miss, and then it goes Miami.
Okay,
and then I don't give a crap about the other two schools.
So you want the Big Ten to fail. Like your rooted interest is you want Big Ten to not perform.
My rooting interest is, well, you compete against my team, and how it's plural. You compete against my teams, which I still can't stand, but nevertheless, you compete against my teams. I don't want you to win. You're my enemy. Oregon is my enemy. Indiana is my enemy. Miami's not my enemy. I mean, Ole Miss is not my enemy. Oregon is my enemy. UCLA is my enemy. Indiana, I don't even know why I threw UCLA in there. Indiana is my enemy. Ohio State, I married into an Ohio State family. Ohio State is my enemy.
Yeah.
Michigan is my enemy.
Sure.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, I can see it. I maybe it's because the Badgers weren't competitive. I mean, it just doesn't feel like these
Minnesota's
are teams that
enemy.
they got in instead of us.
Yeah.
Like they got in because in part we gave them a path towards it. So we're part of the championship, right?
I mean, I hate Ohio State and Indiana and Michigan with a passion of 1,000 fires. I don't want to see them win a natty.
You got a lot of hate in your heart, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a lot of hate going around there.
It's sports hate. It's not true hate. It's just sports hate.
You know who we do love to see win a natty, though? The University of Wisconsin, River Falls.
Yeah,
El Tarnation Tavern in Johnny's Bar. The party has started because the Falcons are headed back to River Falls as national champions.
24-14 over North Central. UW River Falls wins its first ever Stag Bowl in the D3 National Championship. This was the first time River Falls has even made the D3 playoffs since I was born, since 1996. This is the first time they even made the playoffs, and they win the Natty. They were 13-1 this season. Their only loss, Doug?
Oshkosh.
UW Oshkosh.
So that was the only thing, because let's use the transitive property, and Oshkosh is the national champion. The only thing that would have been better than River Falls winning a national championship is if it would have come back to the shores of the Fox River and then the Fox Valley in the beautiful, wonderful, incredible, dare I say, perfect city of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And anytime a national championship trophy enters our state lines, I'm happy. But you know, I root against River Falls, and my team beat River Falls this year. And when it was Whitewater, you get to sometimes the only thing that I got to know Lance Leipold when he was the coach at Whitewater. So I love to see him win national championships on a personal level. But there's a national championship trophy, and it is in our state. Would it be better in Oshkosh? Yes, on every level, just empirically. But good for River Falls.
Yeah,
North Central is a juggernaut.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
My mom and one of my brothers are graduates of North Central. I don't have any rooted interest. I couldn't care less. I don't even think they knew that they were in the national championship. But
my sister went to River Falls. So
whoa. Congratulations to your sister. Is this the one that volunteered you to be the MC?
No, that was the other sister. No. But Caleb Blaha, the quarterback for River Falls, he now set the NCAA record for most yards in a single season, 6,051 yards this season, the most in NCAA history, as he surpassed Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
In his 2019 season. So, I mean, Caleb Blaha may just be the number one pick in the draft. Who knows? He may be the savior for the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah. Get Caleb Blaha. You want offense? You want 6,000 yards of offense? Get River Falls quarterback Caleb Blaha.
He might play in the UFL.
He
might.
Well, the most interesting part,
someone should give him a chance to play football.
We're all familiar with D3, right? And how those players live their lives, drastically different than D1. True. Both Blaha and wide receiver Blake Rohr are employees at the corner bar, I guess.
Yeah.
And Rohr played basketball, and Blaha convinced him to play football this year. Wide out. It's such a unique story, such a special story. North Central operates in a similar sphere, but let's be real. I mean, that's a nice, very wealthy area. They have a lot of resources. North Central is a very dominant team. Incredible story for River Falls to make the postseason and go on the run that they did. They didn't have a winning season for like 19 straight years from like 2000 to 2019.
Yeah.
And they've had the same head coach the whole time. So
yeah, they've had this. Yeah, that's Matt Walker. He's been there 15 years, and he's like, I should have been fired like 3 times, and they didn't fire me.
Not anymore. Too late now.
He had a winless season. He was like 3 or 4 years in. He had a winless season. He's like, I should have been canned, but they kept him around, and they've built that program up, and very happy for River Falls bringing the Natty back home to the state of Wisconsin.
Like I said, anytime there's a national championship trophy and it enters our state,
yes,
I'm happy. I'd be happier if it were in a different city, but that's not. It's okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations to River Falls.
Oh yes, congratulations to them. And
River Falls still is my enemy.
No, yes, but
so is Whitewater. And
yeah,
Stout,
a lot of enemies.
Stevens Point.
It's tough.
They're just sports enemies.
Which one did you like the least?
Which one did I? Probably Stevens Point.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
there's just a rivalry there, and Whitewater as well. So
I think everyone hates Whitewater the most. Probably.
Yeah, because they've had so much success. So it's like you got to knock them down a peg. But when I was also in college, that's when Bo Ryan was making his run through Platteville. So when Oshkosh knocked off Platteville when I was in school at the Culp Sports Center, sometime in the early, I don't even remember what year it was. It was a big, I was probably drinking that night, probably too much. It was a big deal because Platteville just ran through everybody. They were winning national championship after national championship. And then when Oshkosh finally broke through and they won a game against them, it was huge cause for celebration because they didn't lose. Platteville didn't lose very much.
Yeah. Okay. We also we got some additional information here on the Brewers coaching staff. The Brewers have tweeted this out. So Jason Lane is no longer the third base coach.
Oh, okay. So he'll be the bench coach.
Basically. Yeah.
basically.
So the offensive strategy coordinator, he will likely, be the bench coach with not that official title. And moving to third base coach, speaking of Wisconsin guys, Matt Erickson.
Oh, there you go.
Is going to be the third base coach for the Brewers. Spencer Allen, a first base coach. Lead hitting coach Eric Tyson, hitting coaches Daniel Vogelback and Guillermo Martinez, also helping out there.
I suspect that Matt was probably coaching third base when he was managing the Timber Rattlers as well.
Yeah, I think the managers coach third base,
especially at
in A
level.
Yeah. Charlie Green stays as bullpen coach. Nestor Corridor, field coordinator, assistant pitching coach Juan Sandoval. That hiring was reported a couple of weeks ago. Bullpen catchers Christian Correa,
it's amazing,
Ty Duvall.
It's amazing to me how the baseball coaching staffs have evolved over the years.
Oh yeah,
because when I was growing up, back when I was a boy,
back in my day,
the Brewers had a pitching coach.
Yeah,
they had
a hitting coach,
a third base coach. A first base coach and a bullpen coach.
Yeah. And a bench coach.
No, there was no bench coach.
Oh.
Nope.
Okay. Make then. Okay.
Nope. There was no bench coach. So if you want to go back to 82, so the pitching coach was Cal McClish. The hitting coach was Harvey Keene. The third base coach was Harry Warner. And the first base coach was Ron Hansen. And the bullpen coach was Larry Haney. So when Buck Rogers got fired in June, they just elevated the hitting coach and they didn't replace him.
Yeah.
Back when men were men and baseball was baseball.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's the way that it has evolved over the years is bonkers to me.
Yeah. The more coaches and, more, there's more information. Yeah. There's more information simply to give out to these players. So, yeah, you kind of need more coaches to work through it all.
Yeah.
So
they elevated Harvey and he was still the hitting coach.
Yeah. And that worked pretty well.
Yeah, it did all right.
Yeah, not too shabby, but so they've made those changes, and we are continuing to see other changes come through here as maybe we'll have more stuff happening in the 12 o'clock update.
Dominic Yates is going to join us from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. He was in Minneapolis, had a nice piece on Trayvon Diggs. We'll dig into, no pun intended, we'll dig into that coming up in just a few minutes as well. Also, the Packers' opponents are out, and Nick, I'm very happy for you, but I didn't realize just exactly how lazy I think you are.
It's efficiency, Doug. It's
Efficiency.
doing things efficiently.
Sure,
All right. We'll hit on that coming up in just a couple minutes as well. Stay with us. It's D.N.D. in the new year here on the Game Radio Network.
On that list, but she said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody.
Want to watch D.N.D? They're live on YouTube, Facebook, and X right now.
There you go.
There we go.
Just search 97.3 The Game. The Packers are in the playoffs for the third straight season.
Glove lofts right side end. Leaping grab and a catch made by Jacobs. Oh, my word. Beautiful throw for a touchdown. Josh Jacobs and the Packers take the lead.
Keep it locked right here for the best Packers playoff coverage on the game.
Here are the top Brothers Osborne songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, It Ain't My Fault.
I got my hands up. I need an alibi. Find me a witness who can testify. You made a mistake. You got the wrong guy. I'm only guilty of a damn good time. No, it ain't my fault.
Number 2, Stay a Little Longer.
One more drink leads to another. You slide up close to me. Tear t-shirts off each other. Your hands all over me. I tell myself I'm not in love, but one more time is a not in love. One last kiss and then you're gone. And like you should you stay a little longer.
Number 1, I'm Not For Everyone.
I'm always speaking my mind when I'm better off by my tongue. I'm a bad joke at the wrong time. Well, I'm a legend of my own mind. I'm good for some, but I'm not for everyone.
Hear more from Brothers Osborne and similar artists now. Search for Brothers Osborne on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. iHeartRadio. Here are the top Drake songs you've thumbed up.
Number 3, Girls Want Girls featuring Lil Baby.
Hey, saw it on my face, it might have called me on a crazy day. You think you're trying to block me on a fadeaway. I've been on it, I only vibe with a payday. Say you go that way, I guess we both go the same way. Girls want girls where I'm from. Yeah, where we both from. Hey.
Number 2,
Laugh Now, Cry Later featuring Lil Durk.
Where did these be at when they say they doing all this and all that? Tired of beefing you bums, you can't even pay me enough to react. Been waking up in the crib and sometimes I don't even know where I'm at. Please don't play that songs in this party, I can't even listen to that. Anytime that I run into somebody, it must be a victory lap.
Number 1, Way Too Sexy featuring Future and Young Thug.
Okay, I'm feeling too sexy to accept requests. Way too sexy. And I'm way too sexy to go unprotected. Way too sexy. And she popped a Tesla, now she gonna let you. Okay, alright, that's fine. Okay.
Hear more from Drake and similar artists now.
Search for Drake on iHeartRadio.
All your favorite music,
all your favorite stations,
all free.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Jason Aldean to compare the creative differences between early on and now.
You know, you start having some hits and things like that. It's amazing. You start getting a lot better songs at that point. So as that happens, your career sort of develops and you sort of dial in a little bit more what it is, you know, that you are. I mean, because, you know, when I first signed my deal, I was like, all right, well, this is what I'm going to do. And it's kind of stayed the same, but it also changed a little bit as we went along. And it, you know, I think it evolves over time and just with age for me and different things. So, you know, I think as that happens, your mindset sort of changes a little bit. And with each record, you know, you have a few hits and all of a sudden you got, you know, songwriters that are definitely more willing to give you, you know, the best they got. Or you'll have, in our case, you know, we have writers that know we're going in to cut. They'll go in and start trying to write songs specifically for us, for our record. And it's guys that have had a ton of cuts with us over the years that sort of are locked into what it is that I do. And that's kind of always been our formula with it.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Jason Aldean and all your favorite artists.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Shawn Mendes, describing one of the first times he felt like a big hit.
I was rehearsing with an orchestra and like a gospel choir with me when we were like singing this song, and I was like, wow, this is really something big, because my whole life, like I was like dreamed of like having a choir behind me and stuff like that, and it's like the very first time like I got to do something crazy like that. So I mean, like it was like just like a really cool experience and for something big.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from your favorite artists.
The Packers have their opponents set for next year. In addition to the Bears, Lions, and Vikings, oh my, home and away, as they always do. The Packers' home opponents next year will be the Atlanta Falcons. This is at Lambeau Field. The Fighting Buffalo Shannaquins. The Carolina Panthers. The Miami Dolphins, the Houston Texans, and the Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh.
Their road, listen, a lot of Packers fans want to go on the road and see their team play in a different stadium. You'll have that opportunity next year, as always. And they've got some fun ones, I think. If you want to go to Boston, the New England Patriots will be an opponent on the road for the Packers next year. Boston is a fun city, an underrated city, an historic city. Same with New Orleans. You get to go down to the Superdome and see the Superdome's a dump, but they have put some money into it. But New Orleans is still a fun town. It's a filthy city, but it's a fun town. You can go to New York. I know they play in New Jersey, but they play the Jets at the Meadowlands.
Or the Meadowlands, according to some.
Or the Metal, right. Whichever you prefer.
Go see the Meadowlands.
It's like Twitter, X,
very
Meadowlands, Metallands. You can see a quarterback blow out his ACL or perhaps an Achilles while you're there. You can go down to Tampa.
All right.
See them play the Buccaneers, or you can go to Los Angeles to see them play the Rams. So that's your away opponents. Which is I always think that's the more intriguing is, okay, we take it for granted the Lambeau Field, who they're going to come in and play because they play there. Next year it'll be 9 times.
9 times?
9 times. But you can go to Boston, New York, New Orleans, Tampa, or LA next year on the road, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
So, Nick, so...
You
get groceries ordered to your house. You were telling us in the pregame.
Well, yeah, on occasion, depending on what we're looking to do and when we're trying to acquire the groceries, we will order them and have them delivered.
Does anyone else do this? And maybe I'm the one. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just the old guy saying, well, why would you do that? Where you can just get in your car and drive to the store because you were having a delivery issue, Nick.
Yeah, so we ordered yesterday at like between noon and 1 with an estimated delivery time of like 8 or 9 p.m., right? So that's cool. It's all good. We'll be ready. We'll be there. I'm awake. I work till midnight. No big deal.
Sure.
And then like 9 arrives and it says 10. Then 10 arrives. It says 11. And okay, and then long story short, the groceries have not been delivered yet. And now they are supposed to be delivered not today at any point, but tomorrow at some point. So it's like you can't cancel it. You call the business. I don't want to put the business on blast, but they're a 24/7 grocery store. You can figure out. And they say, delivery stop at 9. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, that makes sense. It's not here yet. It says it's been shopped, like it's been collected into the cart. It's just not been delivered. Yeah. Well, can you do anything about that? I could tell a higher up. I'll tell a higher up. Oh, I can rest easy tonight. You know, you're going to tell a higher up.
He's going to tell a higher up.
What does that even mean? This is my girlfriend and I were on the phone. She's honestly handling the majority of the conversation. I'm just pointing to things on the phone. Hey, make sure you reference this. Make sure you reference that. And she's doing a hell of a job, but the guy on the phone is not doing anything for us. Not helping, not doing anything. And so, yeah, my groceries, which I ordered to be delivered, it's a $10 delivery charge. So, I mean, it saves me a trip across town. I'm willing to pay the $10. Who cares? Are not delivered last night when I ordered them. They're not going to be delivered today. And now it looks like they're going to be delivered tomorrow. And there's a chance, lots of perishable stuff, that my girlfriend's at work and I'm on the air with you guys when it gets delivered. So it's a possibility that I might have to miss a segment to or take you guys with me on the road.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, you got to take us with you on this one.
You're absolutely taking us with you. I want like FaceTime and everything. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, we'll StreamYard. Yeah.
I think grocery delivery.
We should StreamYard that.
Yeah, 100%.
It's fairly common. I think a lot of people do it.
Dave, do you ever do it?
No, never. I have never, not once.
Have you ever DoorDashed or anything like that? Uber Eats.
Only when I was on like vacation and didn't have like a rental car and I wanted just kind of something.
Okay, Nick, have you ever
don't do it at
DoorDashed or Uber Eaten or anything like that?
Yeah, one time DoorDash, not something that I do often. Have a million gift card things that you get like in any order. It's like, $25 off your first order.
Don't ever waste a gift card on me for DoorDash or Uber because it's not going to get used.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem, right? And it was popular. It had its heyday, I'm sure, during COVID. But we still live in small enough communities. Like I think in like New York City, Chicago, LA, like these are very valuable businesses.
But why didn't just you or your girlfriend just go across town to just get the groceries?
Here's the story on that. She didn't want to do it alone, and I thought that was fair. Packers game was on. I'm obligated from a work-related purpose to watch that game. It's very important.
Yeah.
And then
it was a very important game.
But that game was done at like 2:30.
I worked from 2 until midnight for my other gig. So, I mean, we've done it before. Never had any problems, really. They've forgotten items before, which you just get.
Well, that's a problem.
You get a credit for. So it's like, it's not like you don't get your money back. It can be a little frustrating. But yeah, I mean, I ordered the groceries yesterday and the time just kept moving. You would be sitting there and say, okay, between 11:10 and 11:20, 11:10 arrives. Between 11:20 and 11:30, 11:20 arrives. Between 11:30 and 11, nothing. Never came. And now it's like not even coming today. Can't cancel it on the app. Can't cancel it on the website. So
how much do you tip your driver? Are you going to tip him this time because he's been late?
Well, we'll see. And it's like an outsourcing thing, right? So like,
no.
We'll see.
That answer is no.
Listen, I don't know if my driver's 3 days late, I might not tip him.
I just might not. Yeah.
And the business itself collects and places the items, and then Instacart comes and delivers it. So it's like outsourcing the work. It's not like it's the grocery store's delivery driver. It's an outsourced.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I didn't realize that.
So it's like.
So it's not the driver's fault per se.
It might not be the driver's fault. It might be the store's fault. I would lean towards the store's fault because they said, well, we stopped deliveries at 9. And it's like, well, why would you let us book one that would be delivered at 9? Like,
that's
so
fair.
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Does anyone else DoorDash or Uber Eat or Instacart, or is Nick an able-bodied 25-year-old?
Get your groceries delivered. I mean, Pick and Save does it. $100 plus. It's a free delivery.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Unnamed in the 414. I come from a rich and lazy family. We use DoorDash 3 times a week.
Nice. Nick Brewsworth's an able-bodied 25-year-old. Doesn't have time to go to the store.
Pilot Mike and I are dealing with the same business here.
And a lot of disposable income, too. Go on.
Should have done pickup, I guess. Could have picked it up this morning. I don't know. I do not know.
Are you able to do that? Are you able to just drive over there and just be like, you know what? I'll just take this myself. Where's it's over here. Okay, great. I'll just take the bags and go. Are you able to do that?
Well, now it says that the shopping has not been complete and the order is simply confirmed. So I think someone had to go back and put everything back in its spot.
Well, yeah, because I don't want a gallon of milk or whatever it is, just kind of sitting out in the warmth overnight. You got to put that back in the cooler.
Dominique
I think it hopefully was in a cooler the whole time. Well, yes.
We hope so.
My problem.
Dominique Gates from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel is going to come up straight at. We'll ask him about whether or not he ever Uber Eats or DoorDashes as well. Keep him coming on the talk and text line 877-794-1973. Is Nick just lazy or am I just old? I think that's what it boils down to. Dave,
it could be both, but yeah.
It could be both. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That could be part of it. All right, Dominique Gates from the Journal Sentinel coming up straight ahead. Stay with us. D.N.D. on the game.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
D.N.D. will be back in just a moment.
This is Jordan Love, quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, and I am happy to accept my team's nomination for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award. Being nominated for the work you're doing, not just on the field, but the stuff you're doing off the field, is big time.
His work on the field is such a small amount of who he actually is.
I'm right behind you.
He'll do everything that he can to help the community. He wants to be as impactful as he can.
Hands of Love Foundation started about 2 years ago with the emphasis to try and give back to youth and keep kids involved in sports. We've done some pretty cool things like doing youth camps. We've also done a cleat drive campaign where every touchdown I score, we've been able to give teams in Wisconsin, and we're now doing Bakersfield, everyone on the team a new pair of cleats. Also with this, there's a mental health side. My family's been impacted. We've had suicide in our family, whether it's raising money, bringing awareness, doing suicide prevention walks, just to be out there to support other people that might be going through these things, understanding that people aren't alone.
Since you're doing some good reading, can you read this out loud for me?
Oh, wow.
How you doing?
What a surprise this is. Read it out loud. Congratulations. You're the Green Bay Packers nominee for the 2025 Walter Payton Man of the Year. Wow. Wow.
As a mother, to be able to share this moment where you guys announced to him that he's been nominated by the team for this special award was amazing to be a part of it.
Wow, what a surprise.
To be able to share this moment with him, it's incredible. It's something that he'll always put on everybody. He won't accept it for himself, but he'll say it's the work of everyone around him. It's just so cool to see that people appreciate and notice the work that he's been doing.
And I think just the way I always try and keep giving back and keep helping others out.
He's faced a lot of hardship in his life. For him to be recognized for something he's doing behind the scenes and off the field, it definitely makes me proud.
I am so proud of Jordan. I'm so happy for him, and I know he's proud too.
Thank you, Jordan.
iHeartRadio.
Here are the top Post Malone songs.
True, I'm no good at goodbyes. We're both acting insane, but you're stubborn to change. Now I'm drinking again.
Number 1, Circles. Hear more from Post Malone and similar artists now. Search for Post Malone on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio.
Here are the top Miranda Lambert songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Bluebird.
Love keeps giving me lemons. I just mix them in my drink. And if the whole wide world stops singing and all the stars go dark, I keep a light on in my soul. Keep the bluebird in my heart.
Number 2, Mama's Broken Heart.
It's just a breakup running. Hide your crazy and start acting like a lady. 'Cause I raised you better. Gotta keep it together even when you fall apart. But this ain't my mama's broken heart.
Number 1, If I Was a Cowboy.
If I was a cowboy, I'd be wild and free, rolling around these towns like tumbleweeds. I'd be a legend at living and leaving, dipping on a whiskey and numbing up my feelings. You thought the West.
Hear more from Miranda Lambert and similar artists now. Search for Miranda Lambert on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
If you have a smart speaker, listening to WISN has never been easier.
Just tell Alexa, Google Home, or Siri on HomePod to play 1130 WISN on iHeartRadio. Then sit back and enjoy the excellence.
Where do we go from here?
Well, that's a great question now, isn't it?
You know, I try, Doug.
That's Dave Gasper, our musical maestro here on D.N.D. on the Game Radio Network. Doug Russell with you, along with Nick Bruzowitz, and, of course, the aforementioned Dave Gasper joining us on the program right now, making a second appearance on D.N.D. from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. He covers the Packers, multimedia reporter, and just an all-around good guy. We welcome back to the program Dominic Yates. Dominic, appreciate the time. How are you today?
Doing great, thanks, and excited for my second appearance. I'm glad the first one wasn't terrible, that you had me back.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we enjoy having you on the program. I wish it was to talk about a game that was there a game yesterday, or was that just kind of a glorified practice? Because you've covered a lot of games in your career. I've seen a lot of games in my career, and that one was, of all the games that I've covered in my career with the Packers, that was, I guess, one of them, sort of.
Yeah, it's a game I'm still trying to erase from my memory. So it was. It felt like a preseason game. I went into it thinking it was a preseason game. Even the game day vibes, it felt like preseason. Watching all the starters doing all the warm ups in advance, and watching Clayton Tune obviously lead the offense. So yeah, it definitely had preseason vibes to it, but. I was at least interested in a handful of players that I knew would get a lot of snaps in the game. So at least from that vantage point, I was able to see a little bit. But in terms of what does it mean for the Packers heading into the playoffs with the Bears, you get absolutely nothing from that.
When you look at maybe a guy like Baron Sorrell and his future with the team, does yesterday at least have a little added juice in comparison to a preseason game, or do you think both teams were kind of had reached the conclusion of the regular season? It is what it is. That game was what it was.
No, I think you can definitely take something from it because the Vikings still play their starters, and they were playing to win. They're not going to the playoffs, so they wanted to finish the season strong, which they did, going on a 5-game winning streak to close out the year and, kind of give them some momentum heading into next season. So, I think that, they did play to win, and some of these young guys did as well. And Sorrell, he was very impressive. More than anything, just to watch his motor, as far as especially when Michael Parsons went down with his injury. We were curious about the pass rush and what it would look like. And, you have a guy like Lucas Van Ness who played very well against the Ravens. And, obviously Rashawn Gary, I'm not really sure what you call it, a funk, or he's just not, playing to the level that he needs to. But for Sorrell, you saw some of that energy, a guy that, had a pretty solid pass rush, and he was all over the field. So was very impressed with him. We haven't been able to see a whole lot of him because, obviously when healthy, the Packers were in a great spot. And then he dealt with a lot of injuries. So he was really, really just impressive to watch. And, yeah, I think that it allows Brian Gutekunst and that front office staff heading into next season to look at, okay, if maybe they moved on from Rashawn Gary, you should feel good about Parsons, Van Ness, Sorrell, Brenton Cox Jr., kind of what they would have next year at pass rush.
Do you think that's something, Dominique, that potentially we could maybe see in the playoffs a little bit more Baron Sorrell, even though because Rashawn Gary's been really struggling the past several weeks?
I think you have to because throughout the season, Gary, he hasn't been a high snap guy. So, we've already watched a lot of Kingsley Enagbari, and then obviously seen more from Brenton Cox Jr. When he's been, he's returned from injured reserve. So, Yeah, I think that he looks like a guy that you need to continually throw him out there. How many snaps, I don't know. But he's young with fresh legs, and sometimes that could go a long way. So I think that he's a guy that you should throw out there and let him get some snaps. And, maybe he could be a guy on third down that could give the Packers something in the playoffs.
Dominique Gates from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel joining us here on D.N.D. Dominique, covering the Packers. You wrote in the Journal-Sentinel about Trayvon Diggs and how he's ready to help the Packers win in the next level, the next round of the playoffs. He'd been in the building for 4 days or so before he was thrust out there. I mean, he's a veteran. He knows how to play football at a high level in the National Football League. He's had a couple of down years. He's had some injuries over the last several seasons as well. What is your impression of him just in the limited amount of time that you've been able to spend with him?
I mean, honestly, off the field, obviously a very nice guy, very personable. And he seems like he is excited about a new opportunity, similar to Micah. He seemed to really embrace being in Green Bay, and especially for Diggs, he has the luxury of playing with so many familiar guys, from college teammates like Xavier McKinney to NFL teammates like Michael Parsons. So, he seems like he's in a good place mentally as well as physically. And then on the field, I think that he's a starting corner for this team. Just watching his limited play, I think it was around 32 to 33 snaps. So he knew going into the game he wouldn't play a whole lot. Just wanted to kind of get a feel for things. And the biggest key was going to be communication, making sure he's in the right spots, in the right coverage. And, he gave a lot of credit to the other guys in the secondary, making sure he was in the right place. But, I mean, he looked like a guy that could start opposite Keyshawn Nixon, because there were a couple plays in that game that I was like, okay, the Packers haven't seen that consistently. One, he had a one-on-one with Justin Jefferson, and he sniffed out the inside slant that Jefferson ran. He just did a great job in sniffing it out and forced an incomplete pass. There was a screening on that. He had a one-on-one when the Vikings ran a screen play. He did a great job tackling. He had a couple of really nice tackles. And, how many times this season have we talked about the corners, in particular, Carrington Valentine, struggling to tackle? So that right there gave him a lot of extra points. But, I mean, nothing can beat, having a veteran, experienced guy out there on the field. And, yeah, obviously Matt LaFleur wouldn't commit or rule out, you could say, him being a starter against the Bears. But I think seeing what he did after really 2 days of practice, I think he's a guy that, give him a full week, I think that they should throw him out there and see what he could do. So, yeah, he did some nice things in limited capacity. And I think that if it's up to me, I would have him start against the Bears.
Dominique, if the decision hasn't been made yet on Matt LaFleur's future, can the Chicago matchup on Saturday change anything in your opinion, or do you think that his future has already been decided?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's the $1 million question. And if I had the answer to that, I would also play the lottery tonight. So, it's going to be a tough situation, right? They're if they lose to Chicago, they will come off a really, really long losing streak. But it's so hard to not look at the injuries that decimated this team. I know every team deals with it. I know Packers fans probably wouldn't like to hear that being an excuse, but I mean, you go from Tucker Kraft, Michael Parsons, Devontae Wyatt, and you've had a lot of guys like Christian Watson and Jaden Reed that you haven't had the full season. Jordan Love missed 2.5 games. So it's hard to say, okay, we're going to lose 6 of the 12 best players on the team and expect them to make a run in the playoffs. So I think, and this is just me, I think that they should run it back with Matt LaFleur, and think that with the healthy roster, they're going to be right back there in Super Bowl contention. You're going to have year 4 with Jordan Love as the starter, and all the guys that I just mentioned that are injured right now, they'll be back and should be ready to roll. So I think a healthy Packers team has a chance to do some big things. And I feel like even this season they were starting to hit their stride before that Denver game when all the injuries happened and the wheels fell off. So, I don't know how much this game will be a bearing or a confirmation on Matt LaFleur's future. But I think that you just have to wait and see what happens. But at least for me, I think that they should run it back with the group and see what happens. So, yeah, that's the $1 million question. And I have no idea what route Ed Policy will go. I did read his column that came out a couple of days ago, and he seems at least proud of how the team kind of stayed together and continually competed and fought throughout all the injuries. So we'll see. I guess that's why they'll play the game, and we'll see what happens this offseason. But if you ask me, I just think that Matt LaFleur would be the guy, but also I don't know what route they would go in terms of replacing him, because I don't see any Liam Cohens or Ben Johnsons in this coaching cycle that would replace a guy like LaFleur, who, if the Packers fired him, he would be the best available coach out there.
Last one for you, Dominique. What did you make of Jordan Morgan's first extended run at left tackle?
I mean,
well,
Dominique Gates joining us.
Yeah. So, good night, everybody. It's hard to say because that was the first time he's played left tackle since preseason. He's a guy that I think we've discovered he's not a Zach Tom. You can't move him around. He's not an Elton Jenkins where it's like, okay, he could play inside in the interior, he could play tackle, and he can just kind of go off without a hitch. So he saw some good moments. You saw him struggle, no question about that. But I think next season they're just going to have to. I think starting now, it's like, okay, if he's a left tackle, he needs to practice that, rep that, and do nothing else. Don't have him practice guard. Don't even have him practice right tackle. I think that if you want him to be the left tackle, that's what he needs to do from start to finish. Because as we noticed and as we've witnessed this season, when you move him around, he struggles mightily. So I don't want to go out yet and say he's a first-round bust because, he had some injuries as a rookie. This year he played musical chairs. So I think next year will be crucial for him. But he has to be at one spot and one spot only, because we've just noticed he's not a guy that you can just throw out there on any plays on the line, and he plays at a high level. So I know I probably sound like a politician, kind of rambling right there. But I think that's going to be his key. He has to be at one spot and one spot only. Because at least in preseason and in training camp, he did some good things at left tackle. But as far as what do I take from that game, again, it's like preseason. I can't take a whole lot from it. So I think that's going to have to be the key, is have him at one spot and then figure out, what you got there.
Dominic, we appreciate the time and the insights as always. We'll hopefully make it a third appearance coming up sooner rather than later.
Thank you. I guess if you don't ask me about Jordan Morgan, I'll have better answers to questions.
No, that was great. No.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for having me, though. I appreciate it.
You got it. There he goes, Dominic Gates from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel joining us here on D.N.D. We've got some so much breaking news.
It's a big news day. So
this is breaking Bucks news, and we're going to have it for you coming up in just a couple minutes. Dave will have it in his update, which will come your way at the top of the hour. But yeah, I mean, is this the Mike Heller show all over again? My God.
I brought it with me.
Milwaukee, home to beer, brats, and baseball. The best fans on the planet known to man. And who could forget those sweet, sweet powder blues? a symbol of blue skies, bat cracks, and ball hawks. To honor that, the team is introducing a blast from the past for the upcoming 2026 season. A blast so big, it might turn you blue. Introducing the brand new powder blue alternate road uniforms. So recognizable, it'll have you reminiscing on County Stadium and Harvey's Wallbangers. Just ask All-Star flamethrower Jacob Mizarowski. How are we feeling, Jacob?
Pretty good.
I must say you look outstanding. And now you too can don the blues, just like Jacob. Available now at your local Brewers team store. Go Brewers.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Luke Bryan songs you've thumbed up. Number 3, Down to 1.
Funny how time flies with a good girl on a good night. We were down to 1 a.m. listening to one more song. Thinking I want more than just one night out here with you alone.
Number 2, One Margarita.
2 pieces shaking, white caps breaking. We ain't feeling no pain. It goes like 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margarita shot. Don't worry about tomorrow. Leave all your sorrow out here on the floating dock.
Number 1, Up.
Looking up our whole life, raised up right in a town nobody knows. What a way to grow up.
Hear more from Luke Bryan and similar artists now. Search for Luke Bryan on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Rihanna songs you've thumbed up. Number 3, Umbrella.
Now that it's raining more than ever, know that we'll still have each other. You can stand under my umbrella. You can stand under my umbrella.
Number 2, Only Girl in the World.
Oh, want you to make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world. Like I'm the only one that you'll ever love. Like I'm the only one who knows your heart.
Number 1, We Found Love.
How we're standing side by side as your shadow crosses mine. We found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place.
Hear more from Rihanna and similar artists now. Search for Rihanna on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Now, a year in rock spotlight. 1973.
Led Zeppelin released their 5th album, Houses of the Holy. It goes to number 1 in the US and the UK and yields the top 20 hit Dire Maker.
But I still love you so, and I can't let you go. I love you. Ooh, baby, I love you.
The Doobie Brothers released their top 10 album, The Captain and Me, with the singles Long Train Runnin' and China Grove. And in June, Joe Walsh and Barnstorm have a top 10 album buoyed by the single Rocky Mountain Way. Also in June of 73, George Harrison scores the number 1 single, Give Me Love, from the number 1 album, Living in the Material World. And Chicago's 6th album goes to number 1 with 2 top 10 hits, Just You and Me and Feeling Stronger Every Day. In July, 600,000 Jam Watkins Glen for Summer Jam, the largest rock festival ever held in the U.S. It features the band, the Grateful Dead, and the Allman Brothers. And in August, those same Allman Brothers released their first album after the death of Duane Allman and had their only hit single with Ramblin' Man, which goes to number 2.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1973. Coming up.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with James Bay, sharing his first experience performing at Coachella.
It's an incredible festival with a lot of wonderful, colourful people turning up to the little tent that I was playing in. And it got to the point where the openings to the tent was sort of spilling out with people. I remember seeing someone post after we played about how they basically stood outside the tent behind 10 or so rows of people filming. And they were just saying, I don't know if the stage was big enough for James Bay. So it was really cool to see that many people come to watch my set at Coachella, of all places, a pretty popular festival.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more of James Bay and all your favorite artists.
Your attention, please. We are the gang and the home of D.N.D. with Doug, Nick, and Dave. Weekdays from 10 to 2, live 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Watch the show on YouTube, Facebook, and X by searching 97.3 The Gang.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Dave Gasper.
Well, the Green Bay Packers didn't have a great game yesterday, but they did have a couple of highlights after they lost to the Vikings 16-3. Baron Sorrell, as we just talked about with Dominique Yates a little bit, he had himself a pretty good game, including a big-time fumble recovery.
Naylor motions to the left side. Here's the snap. Rosmer looks right, looks left, under pressure, tripped up, gets up, hit on the play, fumble the football. Baron Sorrell's got it for Green Bay. First down, Packers at the 25-yard line.
There were very few highlights to pull from yesterday.
That wasn't much,
and but that was one of them.
Sure.
That was a bona fide highlight right there.
Yeah, that was a highlight. The field goal,
the field goal at the end,
which pissed off a lot of bettors.
Oh yeah, if you had 13.5 as the spread, ooh man, that's the cover play as they call it.
They just didn't want to get shut out.
Yeah. Although, while a lot of bettors may have been pissed off, a lot of them probably also super happy.
Yeah, that's true too. There's a flip side to it. Absolutely.
I wish Wisconsin would have done that against, I think it was Ohio State. They opted to not kick the field goal late, and they ended up with 0.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
might have been Iowa.
Take the points.
Take the points. Don't get shut out. Don't have a big goose egg because you gotta wear that forever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, field goals aren't necessarily always guarantees, right, Baltimore?
Snap good. Hold it. The kick is no good. It is wide right. Oops. And the Steelers are the champions of the North.
Aaron Rodgers, once again, champion of the North. We knew it would happen. But that game was just absolutely bonkers. Couple of wide open touchdowns for Baltimore. And then Aaron Rodgers drives right down the field, able to get the go-ahead touchdown because the defender for Baltimore slipped on the play. So Calvin Austin III just runs right by him, wide open, and gets a touchdown. Then the extra point missed by Chris Boswell, which gave Nick nearly a heart attack, I'm sure. And hit yeah, it was bad because it's like, okay, now a field goal doesn't just tie it, a field goal wins it. And then the kickoff gets taken back to like the 45-yard line. Nick's sphincters are getting really tightened up right now.
Plural?
Oh, yeah, all of them.
He has more than one?
There is more than one sphincter, but yes.
Nick's
go back.
When they say Nick is built differently, then maybe now we know.
That's right.
Who knew?
That's right. Maybe I only have one.
No, every body has multiple. Like we got multiple sphincters.
I think we were just talking about the one. Never mind.
Anyways, Nick was sweating it out, and then it comes down to the end. It's 4th and 7. The Ravens get themselves in field goal range. Like, oh man, this game's going to be over. They're going to win this on the field goal. Tyler Loop pushes it wide right, and Nick and all of Steelers fandom explodes in euphoria, and it was a banner night.
It was
what a moment.
Tyler Loop, Tyler Whoop. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of different ones.
That's a tough one for Tyler Loop. Rookie kicker out of Arizona, had been so good all year, and yeah, there's I got this stat here from Opta Stats,
and I've got the text while you pull that up.
No, I've got it right here, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I can't breathe. Incredible. That's what Nick texted us at 10:40 last night.
Yeah, that's
right.
I'm sorry, Dave. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. There have been over 60,000 field goal attempts in NFL history. Tyler Loop's miss on Sunday night is the only one of those attempts that came, get ready for this, as time expired in the fourth quarter in the final week with both teams' playoff hopes resting solely on the results of his kick. It is the only one in NFL history in that situation, and he pushes it wide right.
And he, and it's very
Talk
important
about
the
pressure,
context
though.
Involved there with the fact they stayed in the fourth quarter because Daniel Carlson hit a game winner in overtime in the final second against the Chargers.
We got to be specific.
Both of those cases got the Steelers into the playoffs because Daniel Carlson making it eliminated the Chargers and put the Steelers in. And last night's performance by Tyler Loop, first career miss under 30 or under 50 yards, I believe, too. He had been perfect this season. So, yeah, it all is perfect recipe for failure. Steelers had holy water sprinkled in those end zones last night.
True.
Saw that.
Some divine intervention.
I wonder if
on
the White
behalf
Sox
of
can get the Pope to do that because, I mean, there are levels. I mean, having a priest, give
Yeah.
the water, that's one thing. But when you
when you have the Pope,
when you got the Pope doing
Pope?
it, yeah. So I'm going through the text chain from last night. I said more like Tyler Whoop. Nick, I think you had the line of the night, more like Tyler Boop.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. No, he's gonna have to wear that one for a long time.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Baltimore's been going through it. Like if we think back to some of their blunders now, late season blunders. Last year, Mark Andrews just drops the wide open 2-point conversion against Buffalo. Man. That's a killer. Zay Flowers fumbles into the end zone against the Chiefs a couple of years ago in the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. That's a killer. They've had some really awkward, poor timed moments. But yeah, I'm happy to be on the good side of it. Steelers get the Texans, the best defense in the NFL. Who knows what Monday night looks like a week from today? But an opportunity awaits, and I'm grateful that the Steelers even have the chance.
So the irony, I mean, I'm just trying to manifest this stuff because, okay, so you can't have the Falcons, but the Packers can kind of reverse engineer this whole 2010 thing. So you can beat the Bears and the Eagles in the playoffs, just like they did in 2010. And then they can, if the Steelers get on through, the Steelers can get to the Super Bowl against the Packers. And instead of Aaron Rodgers playing for the Packers against the Steelers, it'll be Aaron Rodgers playing for the Steelers against the Packers. And the storylines would just explode off of everyone's head.
That's what I want most of all. That's what I want to see. I want to see Packers Steelers in the Super Bowl against Aaron Rodgers because that would just be.
I wonder what the storyline that week would be.
Yeah, I wonder.
Chances are that a 4 and a 7 will not be in the Super Bowl. I don't know.
I mean,
we can
sure.
dream. We can dream.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, as long keep it alive, man. Just
it still is alive for now.
The flames. Yeah, I mean, as we sit here, right, first show of 2026, it's alive. It could happen.
If I could guarantee a Steelers win, wouldn't Steelers Bears be awesome? Rodgers didn't get to play the Bears this year. He was hurt. Steelers Bears.
You have caused Doug to get up and out of the room.
I mean, if you could
I'm
guarantee
not far
a
behind him,
Steelers
Nick.
win,
what is that?
If you could guarantee
what
a Steelers
is that?
Win, like if the
say something like that.
How dare you?
All I'm saying is, wouldn't that be nice? You know,
it would not.
I mean, the Packers, if they're going to lose to the Bears, wouldn't you want the Bears to lose in the most heartbreaking
who
fashion?
says they're losing to the Bears? They could win, Nick. They can still win this game. Jordan Love has clear concussion protocol. He's going to be back. Josh Jacobs is going to be back. You're going to have your entire starting O-line back out there.
The Bears are going to win on Saturday. It's my opinion the Packers
It seems like you're already giving up, though. What's with the give up?
It seems as though he wants the Bears to lose to the Steelers in the most heartbreaking way. Which would mean that the Packers would lose to the Bears in the playoffs.
I couldn't care less who the Steelers beat, right? If the Steelers are going to win a Super Bowl, I don't care who they play. I'm fine with it. But like from a storyline perspective, if we can take off our fandom caps, I can't in this scenario.
The guy who's wearing a Aaron Rodgers Steelers jersey.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
All right.
Madtown Ryan would probably endorse my potential idea. He says I couldn't handle it. I want Rodgers to get another Super Bowl, but I can't have him beat the Packers. Well,
so that's the Packers. That's not your idea.
No, I'm just saying. He says he wants Rodgers to get another Super Bowl, but he can't have him beat the Packers. So he can have him beat the Bears.
Okay.
Boom.
Well, anyways, we have, as Doug alluded to, some breaking Bucs news as well. Bucs president Peter Fagan is transitioning away from his role as the president of the Milwaukee Bucks. He has been there for 12 seasons as a leader, so he is going to step down there. Josh Glessing, a Wisconsin native and the chief of strategy and development of Haslam Sports Group, will take over as Bucks president and oversee team business operations. Glessing will work closely with Fagan during the coming months to ensure a seamless transition. So Peter Fagan is stepping down from his role as Bucks president.
Glessing, a Wisconsin native, has been associated with the Bucks for more than a decade, most recently leading HSG's transition of its investment into the Bucks. He helped broker the sale to Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah. And he's worked at Goldman Sachs in its global sports and entertainment investment group, where he worked with the Bucks ownership group in the financing of Fiserv Forum as well. So he's a Wisconsin native. He's been with the organization. He's going to be the team president. And as I don't know if I would say I've reported this because it's just rumblings that I've heard and I don't have any good reporting on it.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the things that I have heard about the Bucks is that the owners that are not Jimmy Haslam might be ready to cash out.
Okay.
Uh-oh. That sounds bad.
I'm just saying. You win your ring. Wes Edens has nothing to. Mark Lasry already cashed out. That's how Jimmy Haslam got the team in the first place. So the two major owners, and Jamie Dinan is part of that group as well. Mike Fascitelli's part of that group as well. But the two main owners are Jimmy Haslam and Wes Edens. Wes Edens came in, invested in the city, invested in the arena, invested in the organization, and won a ring. He got nothing to apologize for. If this is what he wants to do. If he wants to cash out, okay. Here's your gold trophy, literally, and a handshake on the way out. Everything that he's done to take that urban blight of a neighborhood in Milwaukee and turn it into something, hats off to you. I mean, you've done your job and then some. But that's just what I'm hearing, is that the only one that wants to stay is Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's the case, I guess we're going to find out sooner or later.
We certainly shall see what happens on that front. But so great run for Peter Fagan there as well. The Milwaukee Brewers making some announcements today, some changes to the coaching staff. Jason Lane moves from third base coach to offense and strategy coordinator. So you'll no longer have Jason Lane to yell at for send decisions. Those complaints can now be sent to Matt Erickson, although hopefully you won't have too many, because I think Matt Erickson's a fantastic coach. He'll also continue being the infield coordinator. Spencer Allen will be the new first base coach for the Brewers. Spent the last 2 years as director of player development, and prior to that, he was the head coach at Northwestern. So now he goes from the college ranks to the pro ranks.
He's got a few of those now.
Yeah, Eric Tyson takes over as lead hitting coach. Guillermo Martinez and Big Danny Vogelback is coming back as an assistant hitting coach as well. So that's exciting to see. So make some changes there. Also on the Brewers front, Matt Arnold has also put out there that they are in contact with all of their players in Venezuela and that they are safe. There was, some mild news in Venezuela over the weekend.
What happened?
Yeah, not much.
You guys say they put him in a Nike Tech? It's even more disrespectful. They put him in the much desired Nike Tech outfit.
Maduro, is that
blindfold? Yeah. Oh. He doesn't even get to wear it. He doesn't even get to see it.
Well, sure, but I mean, what are they going to do? Haul him into, because they hauled him into court this morning. Yeah. What are they going to do? Haul him into court in his full military regalia?
You can put him in anything.
You want to humiliate his ass? Humiliate his ass.
They put him in a nice Nike jacket. I mean, they honestly they treated him with a lot of respect in that regard.
Oh,
I would have just put
him
in.
The fact that he's still alive, yeah.
Well, that hasn't always been the case when you depose a dictator.
Yeah, well, if it's the SEALs going in there, you're not going to make it out alive. No. If it's Delta Force going in there, you're coming back alive.
Yeah,
I mean, that's basically how it rolls.
So I don't know how this is going to turn out. Obviously, as we go into geopolitical,
yes,
that's
items.
right. That's right.
But I mean, when the U.S., I think it was the U.S. who captured Saddam Hussein, and then they turned him over to the Iraqi authorities.
Yeah,
and then they had their way with him. I don't know if this is going to be the case. I almost kind of think that it should be. You know what? I know that you're on trial in the United States for what you're on trial for, but I think that if you want some real justice, turn your ass back over to the folks in Venezuela that had to live under your thumb and regime for the last 25 years and just see how they act toward you. Because I guarantee Maduro, El Presidente, LFA, or whatever you want to call yourself, you're going to get a more fair trial in the United States than you are going to get in your homeland, my guy.
Yeah.
That specific Nike Tech fleece is now a top seller for Nike. and
who's going to bet that that's a top Halloween costume this year?
Some of the reviews are great. First review says perfect for unannounced trips, perfect for air travel, comfortable on Black Hawk helicopters, AC-130s, and private jets. Additionally, we have a literally perfect for long military flights out of the country. If you need something quick and chill for those bombing nights, it's perfect. Nice and warm. Track pants fit well, and you have just enough room for shackle.
The internet never disappoints.
No, it certainly does not. But all the Brewers players are safe. Jack Centurio down there in the Venezuelan Winter League, Andrew Monasterio, those guys are all good, all safe. Over there. And also some promising news. We saw this kind of come out over the weekend of one of the Brewers prospects, Frank Chiron, who was drafted in the 4th round this past year, was involved in a head-on collision in New Jersey over the weekend and has been hospitalized. And according to Matt Arnold, the club has received reports that he is progressing positively in the hospital while he's being treated for those injuries. But yeah, very, very difficult situation there for the Brewers prospect. But
you're on a heater, by the way. Of just
I really am
with these and you said in some promising news, Brewers prospect in head-on collision.
Yeah. Well, okay. That news came out the other day. I know we haven't had to talk about it on here, but still. Yeah,
and sometimes the gowns that they give you in the hospital are pretty uncomfortable. I know that there's a Nike set that we could send over to them that might make them feel better.
Absolutely. Very comfy.
Convalescent.
Yeah.
Another one, Venezuelan approved. So that's good.
There we go. Made in Venezuela. Maybe.
10 out of 10 would recommend if getting captured by Delta Force.
Yeah.
Is that what he was wearing, or is that what they put him in?
It might have been what they put him in, because it was 2:00 in the morning. So I'd imagine he was just asleep,
It's
just in his pajamas.
At 2:00 in the morning. Yeah, I mean, maybe you got to put something on him, I suppose. But I mean, if you gave him warning, he'd probably put on all that military nonsense that he likes to wear in public.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but either way, he's not gonna be wearing that anymore.
No.
But
like I said, you want some real justice, turn him back over to the people that he, air quotes, led.
Yeah.
They'll have their way with him.
Yeah, they certainly seemed pretty thrilled the fact that that he was gone.
Well, you depose a dictator, people are gonna smile about that.
Yeah, people generally like that. Yeah.
That's
so
right.
So yeah, he's gone. He's been kicked out of his leadership role, and we are seeing more of that in the NFL here as head coaches.
Oh, that's a perfect
are getting
time.
let go.
Who else is going to get fired?
Yeah. We got Nicholas Maduro fired. We got Pete Carroll fired. Jonathan Gannon. All these guys are totally alike.
John Carney, you're next. Oh, wait. Sorry.
Yeah. But we've got, several head coaching openings.
John Carney was a kicker. Mark Carney's the prime minister of Canada. I'm sorry. Go on.
Oh, yes. We'll just throw them out as well. But yeah, we got 6 head coaching openings currently in the National Football League. The Tennessee Titans are making moves right away, trying to get an interview with Matt Nagy, former Chicago Bears head coach. He's the first guy they wanted. So my hopes are not necessarily high for the Tennessee Titans turning things around. But they did get good news on Cam Ward. A sprained AC joint, will not need surgery, so he should be good to go for the offseason.
That's good. Okay. All right. Anything else? That was pretty complete. We got a lot of breaking news in there.
We did get a lot of breaking news coming in there. So that's I believe all that I got. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Coming up next, I came across this on the internets, and Kurt Signetti. I put did you get the Kurt Signetti piece of audio?
Oh, yes.
In there?
Let me get that in.
It's only about a minute and a half. We'll play it after the break. But he was doing a press conference or something. I'm not exactly sure what he was addressing or whom he was addressing, but he's a guy that I've been trying to dislike because he kind of comes off as a jag.
Mm-hmm.
He wins a lot of football games.
Google him.
But he's got that scowl on the sidelines at all times. But you know what? More comments like this might make me warm up to him a little bit. We're going to hit that coming up next. Also, keep them coming on the talk and text line, 877-794-1973, as we go through the Packers. Not so much the game yesterday, because there's not that much to chew on from the actual game yesterday. But now you look forward and look ahead to the Chicago Bears. Everybody wanted the Bears. Well, except for Nick. Nick doesn't want I think Nick wants.
No, he wants the Bears to win and make it to the Super Bowl, apparently.
Yeah, that's what Nick wants.
We were stacking our storylines and what would be best. Packers would be the best for the Steelers to face in the Super Bowl. The storylines would be incredible. But you'd have to admit that the next best would be Chicago. I mean, you just
but that would mean, if we get to that point, then we'll. But if the Bears make it to the Super Bowl, that means that they will have an NFC championship that they will try to lord over the Packers. And it's been nice for the last 15 years. Anytime the Bears would try to get their comeuppance or they win a game here and there.
It's play the highlight of B.J. Raji.
Just play we talk about fat guy touchdowns sometimes. I love fat guy touchdowns, and there's no better fat guy touchdown in NFL history, at least as far as I'm concerned.
Well, chances are, if the Steelers were to make the Super Bowl, that there would be bad blood with the opponent, regardless of who it is. Right? I mean, like Seahawks get there. Aaron's got some Seahawks opinions and feelings, I'm sure.
Well, and the Seahawks do about
49ers
Super Bowl
there.
40. The Seahawks are still probably salty about.
Well, and the Seahawks, I mean, let's talk about them for a second there. Every single time a new pope has been elected, the Seahawks get the number 1 seed and they make the Super Bowl. It's happened each of the last 3 popes. It happened with Pope Francis. It happened with Pope Benedict. And
JP too?
No, not with him. It was Benedict, Francis, and now we've got Pope Leo here, and they've got the number 1 seed again. So it's like, what's going to happen?
Okay.
We got potentially a trend here.
You just erase the whole Pope conversation to say every time that the Seahawks have been the 1 seed, they've made the Super Bowl. So, I mean, there's also that. You don't even need to worry about
But it coincides with the Pope.
I guess. I mean, were dictators captured in those years as well? I mean, is there a correlation to be?
Yeah, you might want to crack a book on that one.
Yeah,
that's right.
Let's see.
What year was Saddam captured?
I think that was 2003.
Saddam was Saddam was captured in 2006.
Well, they made the Super Bowl. The Seahawks made the Super Bowl and played the Steelers.
Yeah, 2006.
Well, what do you know?
There you go. How you like them apples? All right, so the last time that
no, it was 03.
So he was put on. Wait, I thought it was 06.
He was captured in 03, and then probably put on trial and executed in 06.
Oh, okay, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That is correct.
I stand corrected.
So Maduro, watch out, buddy.
Again, he's going to get a more fair trial in New York than he's going to get in Caracas. I'll give you that. So the playoff seeds in 1978 when John Paul II and John Paul I, there were 3 popes that year. John Paul I only lasted about a month. The number 1 seed was the Rams.
Okay.
And the AFC, by the way, the Seahawks were in the AFC at the time. And they did not make the playoffs that year. The Steelers, by the way, they were the number 1 playoff seed when John Paul II, and the first for that matter, were elected pope.
Okay.
1978. There's your fun fact for the day, followed by the Patriots, Broncos, Dolphins, and Oilers. There were 5 at the time that made it from each conference. It was a different time.
Oh, yeah.
Kurt Signetti's coming up next. Stay with us on the game.
All night, baby, you can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like.
Want to watch D.N.D? They're live on YouTube, Facebook, and X right now.
There you go.
There we go.
Just search 97.3 The Game.
Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1973.
In November of 73, Billy Joel's second album yields a minor hit with Piano Man, which goes to number 25.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right.
Ringo Starr continues his solo success with the number 2 album and 3 top 10 hits, including 2 number 1s, Photograph and You're 16. Meanwhile, John Lennon releases his 4th solo album, Mind Games, which goes to number 9 in the U.S. And in December, the single Taking Care of Business drives the second album by Canadian rock band Bachman Turner Overdrive to number 4. Emerson, Lake and Palmer released their fourth album, Brain Salad Surgery, which goes to number 11. And after passing away in a plane crash in September, Jim Croce has a posthumous number 1 with Time in a Bottle.
Looked around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1973. Coming up. Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1978.
In January of 1978, the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack is released featuring the music of the Bee Gees. It hits number 1 in the U.S. for more than 6 months. An amazing 18 weeks at number 1 in the UK, it becomes the best-selling soundtrack album of all time. In February of 78, Pasadena, California hard rock band Van Halen released their self-titled debut album. It hits number 19 on the charts. Their cover of The Kinks' You Really Got Me cracks the top 40 at number 36. In March, the Patti Smith Group released their third album, Easter. It goes to number 20. Their single, Because the Night, goes to number 13. It was co-written with Bruce Springsteen. In May of 78, Detroit rock singer Bob Seger releases his 10th album, Stranger in Town. It goes to number 4 in the U.S., yielding 3 top 20 singles, including Still the Same, which also goes to number 4.
Are you still the same?
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1978. Coming up.
iHeartRadio.
Here are the top Kenny Chesney songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Get Along.
Get along while we can. Always give love the upper hand. Paint a wall, learn to dance. Call your mom, buy a boat, drink a beer, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all get along?
Number 2, Happy Does.
Sometimes you're gonna feel that life is better when happy is as happy does. Grab a 6-string, find a rope swing, hang a palm tree in your truck, drink a beer, just because.
Number 1, Knowing You.
Holding my breath till the moment when you were gonna leave me too soon. But I'd do it all over, 'cause damn, it was good knowing you.
Hear more from Kenny Chesney and similar artists now. Search for Kenny Chesney on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Classic Cuts.
When the Byrds decided to cover a Bob Dylan song, they knew they had to bring something original to the task. Singer-guitarist Roger McGuinn recalls how he faced the challenge of making Mr. Tambourine Man his own.
I'd go through it and pick out the part that made the most sense to me and use it. It was kind of a fun thing to do, you know. It was like, taking this epic thing and finding the part of it that really spoke to you, putting it in a different form.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there.
Up. Oh, I thought they stayed up. This up, down, up, down. So many contradictions.
Oh,
in
no.
this song.
Figure it out, DJ Khaled. Come on.
DJ Khaled. Oh, and Luda's going then, too.
Yeah,
Welcome back in. It's D.N.D. here on the Game Radio Network. 877-794-1973. That is the number of the talk and text line. Rancorp wrote when I was on my diatribe about you are my enemy. Not Rancorp. I hope Rancorp's not my enemy.
No.
Certainly not in my heart. Indiana University football, yes. Ohio State football, yes. Not the universities themselves. I have no quarrel with the University of Michigan. Their football program, yes.
Their basketball program,
yes.
Yes.
We'll see that. You guys, coming up on was it Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
This Badger basketball team is
Noon tip off.
Yes, noon tip off.
So that will not interfere with the
Packer game. No, thankfully. I think they realized yeah, okay, we should probably make that not during the Packer
So Rancorp writes, I'm standing up to say, this is on the talking text line. That's an incorrect, when I'm going through my diatribe, that's an incorrect way to go through sporting life. Except for that game against your team, you should open your mind and enjoy the competition more. Constantly hating anyone your team plays all season long is very limiting. That's like rooting for all of your team's opponents to be crappy, which would be totally anti-competition. Just saying, man. Okay.
There we go.
So when I say that it's a sporting hate, it's not like I hate Fernando Mendoza. I don't hate Fernando Mendoza. I have no quarrel with him.
Seems like a very nice young man.
Seems like he's, I think that he's got, I'm no doctor. He may have something to do with being on the spectrum, and it might make him a great football player. Well, I mean, seriously, I don't see that. I'm not saying that that's an affliction. I'm saying that's something that makes him a bit perhaps neurodivergent. I'm not saying that as in a pejorative in any way, shape, or form. I'm certainly not implying that in any pejorative in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that there's a possibility that he might be on the spectrum and it may focus him and make him a great football player. That's possible. I don't know. That being said, I have no quarrel with him as a human being. But as a football player, you play for a team that I root against because you play for a team in my team's conference. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
As a human being, I have no problem with any of these young men.
Yeah.
But when they put on that shirt, you're my enemy.
Yeah.
In a sporting sense.
Yeah. You think I'm rooting for the Chicago Cubs to have any sort of success in the postseason, or
I'm
the
saying.
St. Louis Cardinals, or the Pittsburgh Pirates if they could ever get there?
Do you think I hate Dansby Swanson? I don't.
No.
Not as a human being.
No,
Doug,
seems like a very
on
nice
the
man.
record, takes no issue with any athletes, including Deshaun Watson.
Well, I have a problem with some of the things that he's done off the field, perhaps.
Aaron Hernandez.
Well, he killed 3 people.
Water under the bridge.
Yeah, kind of got issues with Aaron Hernandez murdering people.
Yeah, O.J. Simpson murdered 2 people.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well,
he was found innocent.
He was
found not guilty.
He was found
the glove
liable.
didn't fit.
He was found liable.
The glove that
court
was
of
out
law
in the
as well.
elements and all this stuff, and OJ who stopped taking his arthritis medicine. The glove didn't fit. Okay.
Yeah, the glove didn't fit. He still killed 2 people.
Yeah. And sometimes, you got to go to a massage parlor as a player, and
which is legitimate. The other part isn't.
Yeah, the other part isn't, but I'm sure, Ravens fans were willing to look the other way yesterday if they could have gotten a better kick
probably
from their kicker.
All I'm saying is that I can't root against you and then root for you. That's all. I don't. And by the way, there's not an incorrect way to root for or against a team in sports.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Don't tell me how to fan.
Don't tell me how to fan.
Yeah.
Is that like on a year in, year out basis? You can't do that. Like, let me try and reach for like Julius Peppers.
Sure.
I mean, he was when he becomes a Packer, can you root for him?
Of
Because
course.
at one point you rooted against him.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like I said, I have no. Julius Peppers is a great example because Julius Peppers, when he wore the wrong colored shirt,
you hated.
But again, in a sports sense, you were when you're wearing a Bears uniform, you are my enemy. You come over to the good side as opposed to the dark side, then you're one of us.
Yeah,
that's how sports fandom works.
Yeah. We hate, Brewers fans and the Brewers hated Jose Quintana for years because they would just see him all the time and he would always dominate them. And then, hey, he's on our side. Hey, what a guy. He's great. He's fantastic.
Welcome.
Yeah. Welcome.
You are now one of us.
Yes, you look fantastic. Let's be great. Let's be friends.
Yeah. I mean, that's how sports fandom works, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Grayson Allen was a Buck for a while, and he was actually pretty well liked as a Buck.
He was pretty good.
Yeah.
He's pretty good too.
Prior to that, everyone in the state hated him.
I'll give you another one. How about Brooke Lopez? How about Brooke Lopez, who when he was in college, famously kind of did it into one of our teams. Then he becomes a Buck and wins the championship, and all is forgiven.
All is forgiven. Yeah.
That's the way it
That's
works. That's the way it goes. So, I mean, it's just a sports
Bobby
fan
Portis
thing.
was a Chicago Bull.
Bobby Portis was a hated Chicago Bull.
Yeah.
And then he came and became the mayor of Milwaukee because he did great things here. That's to me, that's how sports fandom should work, is supposed to work.
Yeah.
And there's nothing personal about it. If you do something like Aaron Hernandez, if you murder 3 people,
there's kind of no coming back from that.
Yeah, I mean, there really is. Ray Caruth, when he played for the Carolina Panthers, did I have any quarrel with Ray Caruth as a member of the Carolina Panthers? No, but when he murdered his baby mama, yeah, that's going to stick in your craw.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he hired somebody to murder his baby mama.
Okay. Didn't want to get his hands dirty.
Now we're splitting hairs.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, minor details. That's okay.
Minor details. Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far. So anyway.
Anyways, Kirk Cignetti.
I don't know who he was addressing, but he was at the podium addressing somebody. And he's a guy that, just kind of comes off as a bit of a jag. Comes off a little bit self-important.
Little intense. But maybe he's not quite as intense. This was a great answer to a question about, his work ethic and what he expects from his players and his coaches.
I was growing up, I didn't like when people wasted my time. And I don't want to waste the players' time. And I don't want to waste the coaches' time. And I don't make the coaches stay at night. Maybe that's why I got guys been with me so long. All right. And we start at 7:30 in the morning like everybody else. And you stay till your work's done. And I'm not checking to see who's there and who isn't. Right? But I can tell you one thing. When we're in that office, it's all business. It is all business. It's organized, preparation. And we're on that practice field. Look, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, hour 35 to an hour 45. Hour 35 to an hour 45. Monday, walkthrough. Friday, shorter walkthrough. I believe in keeping them fresh and healthy. And our players like the way we run the program. We've had a great culture for the last 8 to 10 years downstairs. And you can't put a value on a great culture. Now, winning helps, no doubt. But the right kind of people believing in your process, your blueprint, your plan helps too.
Now, that's a guy I want to work for.
Yeah.
That's a guy you want to run through a brick wall for. Yeah, you're in here. It's all business. And I'm expecting certain things out of you, certainly, but I want to keep everybody fresh. And grind culture is not the way that we're going to accomplish our goals.
It's very nice.
Yeah, I like
that. If I'm
that.
a player, that's where I want to play. If I'm Preston Zachman, I don't blame him. Get a check and end up in a culture like that. That's the place you want to be. Riley Nowakowski, former Badger, is enjoying himself a hell of a season right now with an Indiana team that's got the best shot to win a national championship. So Kurt Cignetti, coming into this year, I was not a believer. I wanted to be a hater, and I was leaning into thinking that they were a 1-year deal last year at Indiana. No way Indiana can be this type of team. And they've not only done it again, they've done it better.
So the one thing that I'll say about Indiana is if they can do it, anybody can do it. That means I'm looking at you, Bucky.
Yep. Looking at you, Luke Fickell.
Yeah. If they can, if Indiana can do this, anybody can do this.
Now it's taken a lot of money, in order to get some of these guys
Indiana.
in there.
They barely had a football program 4 years ago.
Yeah, no, I'm completely with you, and it's getting the right. Cignetti. The way he talks there about his mentality, his philosophy. You can easily see how he finds success everywhere that he goes. How he just simply wins. Google him, and it's just. It's incredible the way he's run this program, and not only like getting the money, getting the investment to get good players, but being able to develop them and develop a strong team and a strong culture. It proves it is possible. Now doing it that quickly, it's very difficult for a lot of coaches to do, but it is. It is something that certainly Wisconsin has to be taking a very close look at, being like, look, if they can do this, if they can rise from the ashes that quickly, we can rise from the ashes pretty quickly, because Wisconsin hasn't been as bad for quite as long as Indiana. I mean, Indiana was truly the doormat of the
college
Big Ten.
football. No. College football.
Of all of college football, for decades. Wisconsin, they've missed a bowl game for 2 straight years. That's it. And they can rise very quickly from that if they take the lessons that you can take from Cignetti here.
You look at even like a program like Ole Miss, who they've had success under Lane Kiffin. I mean, they won 10 games in 2021. They won 11 games in 2023, 10 games last year. But even Ole Miss, I mean, they've had 2-10 seasons in the not that distant past. They've had, 3-9 seasons, 4-8 seasons, 3-8 seasons under Ed Orgeron back in the aughts. And they're in a position to win a national championship as well.
Yeah.
It can be done. And I look at Indiana mostly with envy. I mean, I can't root for them for, what I've said before, but even though I don't have any quarrel with the human beings that are, occupying their uniforms, it just goes to show that, this is a blueprint. And yes, it takes money. Yeah. It ain't easy. It's not supposed to be easy to win a national championship or to even compete for a national championship. It's not supposed to be something that's simple to do. It's not supposed to be something that you stand up at a podium and all of these coaches do the same damn thing. We're going to compete for championships. I'm not picking on Luke Fickell. Every coach does it. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And 99 times out of 100, you don't do it. Kirk Cignetti at least is doing it right now. It sounds like I'm picking on Fickell, and maybe a little bit, because there were a lot of proclamations when he came in. We're going to compete for championships, and they haven't done that yet.
No.
They haven't come close to it.
No, they've just continually slid backwards. And the whole point of firing Christ and bringing in Fickell was to try and prevent that slide backwards that was happening under Christ. And instead, the slide has just continued. So, it's gotten worse. So, and Cignetti, when he was hired, it's like, okay, no, a lot of people didn't really know who he was. He wasn't the hot name of the coaching cycle necessarily. Indiana wasn't going to be getting the hot names of the coaching cycles because no one wanted to go there because they were the doormat of college football. But Cignetti goes there, and being able to elevate it like that practically overnight, just incredible, and shows that, all these other coaches is like, it needs more time. It's like, well, Cignetti didn't need as much time, and he didn't have anywhere near the history of success, the talent initially when he got there that we have. But he's able to turn this into an 11-win, 12-win team, a national championship contending team overnight.
I mean, even you look at for Vanderbilt. Let's look at them for just a second, because they were ranked most of the season.
Yeah.
They were a 10-win team this year, 6-2 in the SEC. They went to a bowl game. It wasn't a great bowl game. It was the ReliaQuest Bowl, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 years ago, they were 2-10, 0-8 in conference.
Yeah, another doormat of college football. They were right alongside Indiana.
I mean, you look at their, under Clark Lee, their current coach.
Yeah.
10-3 this season, great bounce back year. They started it last year 7-6, but only 3-8 in conference play. 0-8 the year before that, 2-6 in conference play in 2022, 0-8 in 2021, 0-9 the year before that, the last year under Derek Mason.
Yeah. Remember
1-7. I mean, Derek Mason, when he was the coach starting in 2024, this or 2014 rather, this was their SEC conference records: 0-8, 2-6, 3-5, 1-7, 3-5, 1-7, 0-9.
Yeah.
And they were able to turn it around.
Yeah. Remember when Nick Saban was like, every place in the SEC is tough to play, except Vanderbilt. That one's pretty easy. Like, just throwing digs at Vandy. And, speaking of guys that maybe you don't like, Diego Pavia is kind of quickly turning himself into that player that I kind of just don't like as a person. The way he acted after the Heisman thing, it's like, okay, you're just a jag. Like, I kind of liked you initially. Like, you're a fun player to watch. You helped build Vanderbilt back up. And then it's like, oh, you're just a jag. Yeah. I don't like you anymore.
And an undersized one at that. So good luck at the next level.
Yeah. Lying about his height. It's like, oh yeah, I'm 5'9", going to be a quarterback in the NFL. No, you're not, buddy.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
He's a case in point of how you can make your draft stock drop off the field. Yeah. And he hasn't gotten involved in any sort of like legitimate scandals or
criminal activity.
Right. Nothing. He
hasn't murdered 3 guys.
Just being himself is losing him the spot that he wants. So, yeah, I look at Indiana. I'm grateful that they can be an example for the rest of the country. Maybe they are the most notable. Vanderbilt fills that column as well of teams that were horrendous forever that have turned it around quickly. I mean, there's value in the NIL world in the sense that not necessarily the powerhouse programs of the past are still at the top. You got opportunity for others, and it's working out right now for Indiana. They got a lot of money coming in. None of it would have been possible if Cignetti didn't perform last year. If they would have had a down season or been horrendous, this season's not possible. I know his culture is great, but if it didn't set as quick as it did, the resources wouldn't have been pooled into this year, and they wouldn't have been able to take it now even to the next level. But they're now set. Like, I find it hard to believe that Indiana could ever go backwards if they have Cignetti.
Well, I mean,
they're not going to win a national championship in 11 games every year, but I do think that now they are perennially considered a Big Ten contender.
I mean, as long as the money is there, and that's the one thing that they're trying to, build at Wisconsin. And I'm heartened to see that they are saying the right things. Now it's time to prove it on the field.
Yeah.
When McIntosh came out with the statement that he said that there's going to be more resources that are doled out to the football team, there need to be.
Yeah, and that's where we can look at this the transfer portal, as we were talking about with Nick Osen earlier on in the show. Colton Joseph, I mean, he's one of the top quarterbacks out there in the portal. I'd imagine it took a sizable financial commitment in order to get him to get here. I think I read in the story just kind of about him coming in. It's like, oh yeah, the compensation package they offered, also was a big part of it. So, being able to get these guys in it and paying the money to get one of the top guys out there, to get your top target, that's what it's going to take. So, having that and getting some of these top transfers that has Nick Osen, super excited about what they're bringing in. That's where we're starting to see the results of that. We're seeing that coming in with these transfer portal additions, getting their targets early on. They're putting out the money initially. That's going to get these guys to say, you know what? This is the place that I want to go. This is the place that I'm signing with. So, perhaps we're seeing the results of this right now.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, Brendan Sorsby, Cincinnati's quarterback, and Texas Tech have now, united. He's going to be a Red Raider for $5 million reportedly.
Right. Listen, I do think, I know we're late for a break, but I know that we've talked about the transfer portal. We've talked about the fact that they've got to rein in. It's not even reining in spending. It's just leveling the playing field. It's like there's got to be some sort of transparency here, because every other league has that. And if you're going to have sports, like a level playing field, or sports socialism, as Nick likes to call it, you're going to have some more of that, and perhaps a salary cap type of thing. I don't mind these guys getting paid. I mean, they're the ones who are putting butts in the seats at Camp Randall Stadium or Memorial Stadium in Bloomington or anywhere else, but the Shoe or the Big House or any place like that, Bryant-Denny Stadium. I mean, people pay money to go there, but there does have to be some sort of control. But this is what the NCAA, this is what you have foisted upon yourself. So you made your bed. Now you got to lie in it. One more segment to go this hour. One more hour to go. Bruiser's Bites at the top of said hour. Stay with us on the game.
As I pull out in my Rolls Royce, yellow bone passenger, they see it, they say, oh boy.
You are listening to D.N.D. with Doug, Nick, and Dave.
This pains me to say this, but Dave's right.
Hey, why does that pain you to say? I'm right quite a bit, I think.
Middays here on the game.
Baby, right.
It's playoff time for your Green Bay Packers.
So here we are, folks. One kick away from the NFC Championship game. From the 41, Brett Good on the snap. Jake Shum the hole. Left hash mark. 51-yard field goal attempt. Snap. Placement. Kick to the upright. And it is right down the middle. It is good. And the Packers are going to the NFC Championship game.
Stay here all week as we get you ready for Packers playoff football.
There is your dagger.
Here on the game.
Here are the top Coldplay songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Viva La Vida.
this winter ruled the world.
Number 2, clocks.
Confusion never stops. Closing walls and ticking clocks. Gonna come back and take you home. I could not stop, but you now know.
Number 1, yellow.
Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. Everything you do. Yeah, they were all yellow.
Hear more from Coldplay and similar artists now. Search for Coldplay on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Bryan Adams songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Run to You.
When it gets too much, I need to feel your touch. I'm gonna run to you. I'm gonna run to you. 'Cause when the feeling's right, I'm gonna run all night. I'm gonna run to you.
Number 2, Heaven.
Baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven.
Number 1, Summer of '69.
Standing on your mama's porch, you told me that it lasts forever. Oh, when you held my hand, I knew that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life.
Hear more from Bryan Adams and similar artists now. Search for Bryan Adams on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Keith Urban songs you've thumbed up. Number 3, Long Hot Summer.
It's gonna be a long hot summer. We should be together with your feet up on the dashboard now. Singing along with the radio. It's such a beautiful sound.
Number 2, Wild Hearts.
Can you hear me? All you last ones who are really last ones keep sounding your line. This goes out to the wild cards and all of the wild hearts just like mine.
Number 1, Somebody Like You.
Now there's just one thing, the only thing I wanna do. Oh, I wanna love somebody like you.
Hear more from Keith Urban and similar artists now. Search for Keith Urban on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Pitbull, sharing a special message for his fans and supporters.
I always say it's the truth. Guys, without y'all, without the fans, there's no Pitbull, there is no movement, there's no way we'd be able to be out here living our dreams. So we say thank you so much for the opportunity. We appreciate it. And hey, to many, 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 many more years with God's help. And to everybody out there, more than anything, remember in life, one thing to do, have fun, enjoy, be happy.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Pitbull and all your favorite artists.
All right, Bruiser's Bites coming up in just a few minutes as we plow into hour number 4. We've talked about a lot of different things, including the transfer portal, which continues to bubble up, and there continue to be comings and goings, if you will.
Yeah, there's more news just breaking here in the last couple of minutes, and this is stunning. This will knock your socks off. Former Wisconsin cornerback Jameer Latimer has committed to West Virginia. His younger brother Amari flipped from Wisconsin to West Virginia on signing day, and now Jameer is joining his brother on Rich Rodriguez's squad. Out in West Virginia, out in Morgantown.
Well, these things happen.
Yeah, I mean, that was
to be expected.
It was.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. All right. Well, and there will be more comings and goings in the next 24 hours as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think my whole point about the transfer portal is, yeah, I mean, I think these guys should get paid because they put the butts in the seats. But you know, there are going to be consequences on the flip side as well, and a lot of those consequences are going to involve non-traditional revenue sports, swimming, tennis, golf, things like that. I mean, if it's a non-revenue sport, cross country, it's a non-revenue sport. It is on the chopping block, and it's going to happen all over the country. All right, one more hour to go. Stay with us on the game.
When I be riding, man, I swear I see her face every time. Radio.
Here are the top J. Cole songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Workout.
Is it the real thing? Or is it just a one night stand? Well then, let me see you get high and go low. Now girl, won't you drop that thing down to the floor? I'm here for one night, how far will you go? I wanna see you work down for me, work down for me.
Number 2, Middle Child.
I just poured something in my cup. I've been wanting something I can feel. Promise I am never letting up. Money in your palm will make you real.
Number 1, My Life featuring 21 Savage and Murray.
Nah, I can't reach up too high evidently. Never seen no one driving a Bentley. I can't be out here mopping up Wendy's. My life is all I have. My rhymes, my pen, my pad. And I done made it out the struggle, don't judge me. What you're saying now won't budge me.
Hear more from J. Cole and similar artists now. Search for J. Cole on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio.
Here are the top Kelsey Ballerini songs that you've thumbed up.
Number 3,
Miss Me More.
Miss my own sheets in the bed I made up. I forgot I had dreams, I forgot I had wings. Forgot who I was before I ever kissed you. Yeah, I thought I missed you, but I miss me more.
Number 2, Half of My Hometown, featuring Kenny Chesney.
I'll just forget where I came from. Same place where they came from. Half of my hometown still hanging around, still talking about that one touchdown. They're still wearing red and black.
Number 1, Hole in the Bottle.
Tears would water down this ruby red I'm sipping on. There's a hole in the bottle, leaking all this wine. It's already empty.
Hear more from Kelsey Ballerini and similar artists now.
Search for Kelsey Ballerini on iHeartRadio.
All your favorite music,
All your favorite stations,
all free.
iHeartRadio.
Here are the top SZA songs that you thumbed up. Number 3, Hit Different, featuring Ty Dolla $ign.
They recognize you. Please don't deny me.
It's different when I'm sitting there alone all by myself.
Number 2, Love Galore.
You do whatever I want, get whatever I want, get whatever I need. It's about love, 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 love. Long as we got love, love, love. Long as we got.
Number 1, I Hate You.
Lost in the universe, lost ain't no finding us. I've been up, baby. And if you wonder if I hate you, I do. What I would do to make it feel just like this? What I would do to make it feel just like this?
Hear more from SZA and similar artists now. Search for SZA on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio.
Here are the top Childish Gambino songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, 3005.
No matter what you say, what you do, I'm alone, I have to keep it cool. When you saw me, I'll be right by your side. To 2005,
Hold up.
Number 2, This Is America.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Yeah. Don't catch you slipping now.
Number 1, Redbone. Hear more from Childish Gambino and similar artists now. Search for Childish Gambino on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
What you waiting for? Let's go. Make sure to make us a preset on the iHeartRadio app so you can listen to us anytime, anywhere. Wisconsin's home for sports and stuff. We are the Game.
Final hour of D.N.D. Mark from Fond du Lac writes in on the talk and text line with a discussion around NIL and somehow trying to equal the playing field. I'm wondering if you guys know if academic standards are still a thing in college sports. Some more than others. Meaning it used to be that UW reportedly had more difficult enrollment standards. Is that still a factor? Secondary to that, is there any illusion that the kids are still required to attend class and get good grades? They are still required to attend class. Listen, most of these kids that are playing college football, I mean, I know they sound like an NCAA commercial, but most of them aren't playing ball at the next level. Most of them need the education, and many of them need the free education. So there's an opportunity there for them to advance.
Oh,
whether or not they choose to do so.
Yeah, especially with all them playing 6 years, they should have enough to get credits and get classes. Sure. It's probably not like an 18 credit course load, during the fall. Like they're probably going 12 credits, like keeping it as on the small side for fall semester. But they're still going to be getting those degrees.
Well, and the good news is they got the cash to kind of land on their feet now post-graduate if they don't have jobs. You know what I mean? They got time. They can.
Nick, ain't everybody getting paid?
Well, I mean, the guys that are leaving program to program are the ones I think that are in question here, right? The transfer portal is maybe the hot topic of the day. I think the guys that stay at programs for their entire careers are graduating with degrees. I mean, there's no excuse not to. Wisconsin has a great graduate percentage. I think it ranks, whatever.
They
top
do
X amount, but
not again. I don't want to sound like an NCAA commercial because they're a bunch of nincompoops, and it's one of the worst run organizations in the world. But when they do say that 99% of our student athletes graduate in something other than sports, they're not wrong. And most of the athletes, even the ones that play football, and even some of the starters, if they're getting paid, it ain't that much. The stars are the ones that are getting paid, and that's kind of how life works. Maybe it's an early lesson in how the real world works. So academic standards are something that it's still a thing. Academic standards are something that, vary by school to school, and Wisconsin's still got very strong academic standards. That having been said, concessions are always made to a certain extent for student athletes, especially the star ones. Rules can be massage. We'll put it that way. They can be massaged.
Yeah.
And they often are. All right. Time now for our weekly. I don't even call it. It's not even a diversion. It's just something that, we come accustomed to, and something that we look. It's a fixture. We look forward to it. It is something that we kick off our 1 o'clock hour. And if you're paying attention, I intentionally went into 103. So you can put that in your statistics there, Nick. It's a little thing we call Bruiser's Bites.
Yeah. Time now for Bruiser's Bites.
Yes, it is time for Bruiser's Bites, brought to you by Wisconsin Concrete Coatings. WIConcretecoatings.com is where you can find all of their great work. And as always, their floors are slip resistant when wet. They're skid resistant this time of year. You want to have the nicest floors, easily cleanable. All you can say in the positive regard, you can say about Wisconsin Concrete Coating. So visit them, wiconcretecoatings.com. We'll start with Packers head coach, love him or hate him, Matt LaFleur. He was asked about the vibe heading into the playoffs after yesterday's 16-3 loss to the Minnesota Vikings.
I think our guys are excited. They're excited for the challenge. They're excited for the opportunity, and that's how we're going to attack it, and that's our mindset. Because right now, when you get to the postseason, everybody's 0-0. It's a clean slate, so we have an opportunity, and that's all you can ask for.
How much of a disadvantage is the 7 seed in your guys' opinion? They're not going to get to play at Lambeau at all, but in recent history, Lambeau hasn't necessarily been as successful as I think the reputation of the Frozen Tundra would suggest.
Yeah, I don't think that home field advantage matters as much as it used to in a lot of sports and for a lot of different reasons. Travel's gotten a lot easier. Sometimes you focus a little bit more when you're away from home. That's part of it. And again, I know that they haven't been real successful the last several times. Well, although they did win Dallas a couple of years ago in the playoffs in the wild card round and did it pretty convincingly. But again, it's 15 years. I understand. It's ancient history. I get it. Last time they won the Super Bowl, they had to go on the road 3 times and beat in non-consecutive order the 1, 2, and the 3 seeds. And then they had to go down and beat your Pittsburgh Steelers in Dallas in the Super Bowl. So is it important? I mean, I not necessarily. They've been the 1 seed and gotten bounced in the divisional round a couple of times too. So I don't look at it as the end all be all. I think as long as you're alive, you got a chance. And we've seen that time and time again. As long as you're alive, you have a chance. Even when the Bucks won the NBA championship, they had so many years where they were the 1 seed and then flamed out early. They won the NBA championship when they were the 3 seed. You look at the Brewers when they've been the number 1 seed. It hasn't worked out for them, I think once. But the number 1 seed, I know that it's the chalk pick. It just doesn't necessarily have to be, nor should be.
Yeah, I think it's not necessarily a disadvantage, being the 7 seed, because, as Doug mentioned, I mean, you can make that run. There's not a ton that make the run from the, bottom seed in the conference to making the Super Bowl, but it is still possible. You are alive. It is a clean slate that you have going forward. The 4-game losing streak heading into the postseason, it doesn't necessarily matter when it comes to the playoffs. I mean, you win the game in front of you, you're moving on, and you still got a chance to win a Super Bowl. So, it's just full on, like, fresh start over. I like having that mindset a little bit for this team because they have ended in a skid here. So something fresh, start over, record 0-0, just win against the team that's in front of you. And right now they got the Bears up next, a team that they've faced, a team that they know very well. So, that's what they got to focus on.
Well, the team that they had in front of them yesterday was the Minnesota Vikings, who were looking to finish their season on a 5-game win streak, including a 9th win, which would give them a winning record. And they succeeded in that, finishing yesterday's performance 16-3 over Green Bay, 9-8 on the year. Here's Kevin O'Connell, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, on winning their last 5.
5 wins to end the season from where we're at. Total credit to our players and our coaching staff for maintaining, not only maintaining a togetherness and an aim on what was next, but then learning about ourselves through the process. I think will have a tremendous positive impact on the future here. But this chapter, success through adversity, is something that will only help this organization moving forward.
There was a lot being said about the Minnesota Vikings, especially when they were 4-8, about J.J. McCarthy, about their future. Is the situation as dire as you thought before in Minnesota?
That's a great question because I'm not sure. I think that J.J. McCarthy, I don't know that he's ever going to be an elite NFL quarterback. I think he can be an okay NFL quarterback. Listen, you win a national championship in college and you're going to be looked at a certain way. And I get all of that. He was injured last year, so it's not fair to judge him based on his rookie season when he didn't really have a rookie season. And certainly the last 5 games, you go in that 5-game heater to end the season, and people are going to look at you as maybe one of those, air quotes, sexy picks to make a run next year. So is it possible that they have a quarterback that could be one that they can ride with and get to the playoffs with? Maybe. I'm not convinced that J.J. McCarthy's that guy, but yeah, I don't think this, to answer your question, I don't think the situation is perhaps as dire as it was a month ago. And I think that there's going to be a lot of optimism in the Twin Cities and in the state of 10,000 lakes. We have 15,000 of them, by the way, in our side fishing them. I think that, they're going to be riding a heater, and they're going to have a lot of optimism in the offseason. It's going to be a fun offseason, I think, in Minneapolis, and we'll see what happens next year.
Yeah, I think it certainly has helped, save face a little bit for the organization. I think there is still some concerns there with J.J. McCarthy because, as we saw during the game yesterday, I mean, there were some of those passes. Matt Schneidman put it out there, pass incomplete from McCarthy intended for Bill Huber. I mean, they were just that overthrown. I mean, it was that bad. There are some issues there that they are going to need to correct with J.J. McCarthy. Maybe look for a bridge quarterback, have him sit for a little bit, learn a little bit more, because he wasn't able to get those practice reps in last year. Everyone looks at it as like, oh, this is his second season. He got all of last year. And it's like, he had a knee injury. He didn't practice. If he spent all of last year practicing as the backup quarterback behind Sam Darnold and got those reps in every single week, then maybe he would have been able to have a step forward coming into the season. But he did not, because he injured his knee. He was out for the entire season. So, yeah, this truly was his rookie season, and it looked like it at a lot of times. So hopefully, for his sake, he'd want to try and get better there. I mean, for the Packers' sake, I don't really want to see him get better. But still, they may need to look at outside quarterback help. Maybe Malik Willis could be an option for them to bring in to compete for the starting job out there. But the winning streak to end the season, it tanked their ability to draft, towards the top of the draft this year. But it does lend to more optimism for them that they're not quite that far off, because they were a playoff team. They won 14 games a year ago. And, how does this team drop off that far? It was the quarterback play. But it just kind of shows that there's still enough talent on the rest of the team to win some football games.
Yeah, they finished third in the division, and Lions at 9-8 finished dead last. And
wow,
all four teams in the division with an above 500 record.
Still,
NFC South, no one had an above 500 record in the NFC South. So a really interesting season. We thought the NFC North would be super competitive, really talented. They all finished within 2 games of one another, but
it's true.
I don't know if anyone lived up to the hype. The Bears exceeded it, and the Packers, Lions, and Vikings, I think, all fell short. Talking about falling short, the Bears fall short yesterday in their season finale, regular season finale, that is, 19-16 at the hands of the Lions. And Bears played their starters, and gosh darn it, they are always going to play their starters.
We're quickly turning the page here. Everyone's disappointed. I appreciate, like I said, their effort. Some teams, they rest their starters. We don't. We play football, and and we felt like it was really important that we were playing our best ball here today, and we didn't get that job done.
Ben Johnson, another shot across the aisle at the Green Bay Packers. Some teams rested their starters. We didn't. We play football. What do you think that's directed at Packers in specific?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
He can't resist.
He can't help himself. And you want to pump your guys up going into wild card week. I get what he's doing. He's not supposed to be playing to the Green Bay crowd. He's supposed to be playing to the Chicago crowd. And if that means I'm going to be the heel, then he's going to be the heel. So that's what I make of it.
But guess what?
Into it then. Yeah.
Guess what, Ben Johnson? You played your starters and you still lost.
Yeah. Well,
it's one thing for the Packers to lose the game, being like, oh, yeah, we played Clayton Tune and, all of our backup offensive linemen. And, the Bears, like, yeah, we played football. We played our starters. But you still lost. I know he wasn't with the Bears last year, but it's like last season against the Bears, week 18, Christian Watson, ACL goes pop. And it's like, we kind of wanted that guy for the playoffs, and now we don't have him.
And I understand that the Packers win at Lambeau Field over the Bears came right down the wire, but so did the Bears win against the Packers at Soldier Field.
It's not like overtime, baby.
It's not like either team has dominated this series this year.
Yeah.
So,
and it took Jordan Love being knocked out in the second quarter with a concussion, but still, continue, Doug.
There's that. Yeah, I mean, I look at this game as it could be a very competitive game, and anyone I don't think anybody in Chicago, because of their history, is counting out the Packers, and nobody in Green Bay or Wisconsin should be counting out the Bears because they're riding a 1-game winning streak against the Packers, not the other way around, and it's on their turf. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Packers absolutely can win this game, and resting their starters to get healthy for this game was the smart thing to do because of all of the injuries that they have had and all of the injuries that you remember. You brought up Christian Watson, all the injuries that we remember them having in meaningless games. So listen, I'm not going to go all F you to Ben Johnson or anything like that because of that comment or anything like whatever. You're playing the heel and you're playing it well. So good on you.
Well, in regards to the Chicago Bears, Dave Portnoy on Wake Up Barstool, this to say about the Bears fans maybe not wanting the smoke of Green Bay.
These Bears fans are going to be as nervous as you can. This is not a fight they want. They're so fragile as a fan base to begin with, to now have the boogeyman show up after a season that objectively you've had the better season. The Bears people are saying Packers Super Bowl favorite earlier in the year. They limp in here 9-7, and everything can change in one game, and you go back to being the same old Bears.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
Which
Same
fan
old
base
Bears.
has more on the line, in your opinion?
Bears.
By
far. I don't think there's any question because the Packers, even though it was a lifetime ago, the Packers have had more postseason big game success head-to-head than Chicago has. This means everything for the Bears. It'll be annoying if the Packers lose to Packers fans, but you can also point to all of the injuries that this team has had to suffer through this year, and it goes beyond just Micah Parsons. But he's a game wrecker, game changer, and not having him is significant. But there's no question that this means more to the Bears and their fans. There's no doubt.
Yeah, it absolutely does, especially when you pile on the baseball side of things. Chicago losing to Wisconsin there in the baseball playoffs, and now you get to face Wisconsin again in the football playoffs. And if you lose again, that's a tough couple of months.
You can go back to the 2010 NFC Championship game. You can go back to the 2013 regular season finale. Winner gets in, loser goes home, and the Packers were able to win that game at Soldier Field. You can go back to game 163. You can go back to the to the National League Divisional Series just this past year. And we will do all of that. We will revisit all of those.
Yes.
In Packers pregame, which starts at 3:00 coming up on.
Oh, I can't wait.
On Saturday.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I'm already formulating the open, and it's going to cross sports for the first time ever.
There we go. Little William Contreras phone call celebration.
Yep.
How about that?
I'm already cooking it up right now.
There we go. Love it.
A lot of celebrating last night as the Steelers won 26-24 in
your house. Yeah, especially in Bruiserwood's household.
I just want to, from our craft perspective, give Mike Tirico the opportunity. Let's hear his call and see if you guys think it holds up.
The Ravens, of course, had Justin Tucker for so long, the most accurate kicker in the history of the league. Rodgers can't believe what he has just witnessed. It might be the end for him. But they went around the country and spoke to a lot of the kickers who were coming out, and they decided Tyler Luke was made of the right stuff for moments like this.
Because he didn't go to massage parlors.
He now has a chance to win the division for the Ravens. The final play of the regular season for the final spot in the playoffs. Tyler Luke from 44. Snap good. Hold it. The kick is no good. It is wide right. And the Steelers are the champions of the North.
So I saw a lot of people giving Tirico his flowers last night, not only for the call of the action itself, but for setting the scene. I think Mike Tirico, I think this isn't that hot of a take. I think right now he's the best of the best. I think Mike Tirico is one of those that I will look back on when I'm old and tell my kids about when Mike Tirico was calling this game at this time, you knew it meant business.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah, I thought his call was absolutely fantastic. It was flawless. The way he set it up, the cadence, like the final call, it matched the energy that it should have. Then he let the moment breathe. Don't say anything for a couple minutes or a couple seconds. Let the crowd reaction hit. It was fantastic, and I'm so glad it was Tirico instead of Al Michaels for that one, because as much as we love Al Michaels, if Al Michaels was calling that game like present day right now, that would not have had the juice that Tirico had on that call.
I don't think, to your point, Nick, I don't think that's a hot take to give Mike Tirico his flowers. Not only is he great on football, but he's so good, number one, in the studio, and then he's also awesome at golf.
Oh, yeah.
So, and those two sports kind of lend themselves to quieter moments in between plays and putts. But then when it's time to elevate, he elevates well, as opposed to, and this is why I get on Gus Johnson a little bit. I mean, if it's like a 1st and 10 and, a runner runs for 8 yards, he's acting like Mike Tirico did last night. So that's not my cup of tea. You elevate when it's the right time to elevate. And Tirico's the best in the business right now at it.
Well, from one best in the business to the other, Mike Tomlin, who is always great for a quote, a Tomlinism. Last night, he was asked about the hypothetical, essentially, hey, if you miss the kick, if you make the kick, are you different worlds and all? How would it change? This is what he had to say.
Make that kick, season's over, comes to a screeching halt, and missing that kick and the winter going on.
You know how it is. If my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle.
I like how we cleaned that up, too.
All right.
All right. If my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle.
Not entirely exactly how that goes, but yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a classic Tomlinism for a game in which I just think it is a cherry on top.
Yeah, it reminds me of one of my favorite videos that I've seen on the internet, where this dude gets upset and he's like, if my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's like, actually, if you change this, it's actually more like a British carbonara. And he's like, what are you talking about?
It's the same.
If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. What are you talking about? That makes no sense.
It's the same argument that I get every time somebody tells me about Kevin Durant's shoe size.
Yeah.
It's like,
if it did this, well, it didn't.
But it didn't. And Kevin Durant, I know that, this is ancient history as well. But if Kevin Durant is an elite athlete who knows his equipment, it's not like he had the wrong shoe on.
Nope.
He was over the line or was on the line.
Yeah.
Sorry, it wasn't a 3-pointer. That's why they put the line there.
Yeah. Sorry, dude, missed the kick. So we're moving on.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you want me to say? Oh, well, if we missed the kick, well, then we would have lost.
Sure. Yeah. And if my aunt had a, she'd be my
You know
uncle.
how it is. If my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle.
I like how he cleaned that up. He cleaned it up so we can play it.
Self-edited.
All
Well,
right.
well done, Tomlin. That's a pro. He's been at this a long time.
Well, with all the cursing that's gone on in the Packers locker room this year, I don't know that anybody would have cleaned that up except for LaFleur.
Oh, a lot of swearing in that locker room. Is that what you're saying?
There's been more swearing in the Packers locker room this year than in the 30 plus years combined that I have.
Really?
Yes.
LaFleur's leading an undisciplined team. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying that when it comes to curse words, they have let a lot of things slide that they didn't in the past. So I don't know if you want to call that undisciplined. Those are your words, Nick Bruzowitz, not mine.
That's right.
But there has been more swearing into open microphones this year than in the last 30 years combined in the Packers locker room.
Wow. Man.
Yeah. Not great
Classy.
for those of us in the audio medium.
I mean,
that's right. Especially us who are very offended by those words.
I'm not offended.
I'm not offended. We just don't want to get fined.
It's just
we're Marshawn Lynch. We're just here. We don't want to get fined.
Yeah, we don't want to get fined. And
You
but
guys see
yeah, there's
Marshawn Lynch's tweet?
No, what did he say?
He said he talk about swear words. He said, "Congrats to the young N-words and Ginger Cuz on winning the NFC West, being the one
Marshawn
seed."
being Marshawn.
Yeah.
You can't get fined on X, I don't think.
No, you can't. You cannot. Yeah, it's like and listen, there's you can say that and I can't. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I've relayed the story about our friend Trey Crosby when he was trying to get me to type that word into a search engine, and I just
Nope.
No,
You
thanks.
can do that.
You can do that. If you want to type in that name, you want to type in that word, the computer's right there, you do it. I am not doing it. It's like, no, but it's just the name of the song. Nope.
Don't care.
Nope.
Don't care if they're in Paris. Don't care what city they're.
I think that's what. It was the the young men in Paris.
Yes,
that's right. That's right. But yeah, love Marshawn. And we love Wisconsin Concrete Coatings. WIConcretecoatings.com. Visit them there and see all their great work and what they can do for you.
All right, that's Bruiser's Bites. Coming up, we haven't heard from Matt LaFleur. He met the media after yesterday's loss. But more importantly, I mean, there's not much you can say about the game. But we do want to hear about what's moving forward for the Packers as well, how to get ready for the Chicago Bears, although they didn't know at the time that it was the Chicago Bears. But we'll hear from Matt LaFleur coming up next. It's D.N.D. Doug Russell, Nick Bruzewitz, Dave Gasper on the Game Radio Network.
You find your dancing on that number 9 cloud. Put your head together now and sing it out loud. It's all right.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
D.N.D. will be back in just a moment.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Gucci Mane songs that you thumbed up. Number 3, Wasted featuring Plaz.
Party, 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 let's all get wasted. Shake it for me, baby girl, do it, wasted. I'm so wasted, she's so wasted. Tell the bartender, send me 20 more cases.
Number 2, Both featuring Drake.
But you ain't gotta with me, my but you stuck with me. But how you call the cops on me, my you grew up with me.
I don't usually do this unless I'm drunk, but I'm both right now. Got me talking about my life.
Number 1, I Get the Bag featuring Migos.
Hey, you get the bag and fumble it. I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight off the lot, 300 cash, and the car came with a blunt in it. Lil' mama a thot, and she gon' for bag. Pull up to the spot, living too fast, dropping the dope in the stash.
Hear more from Gucci Mane and similar artists now. Search for Gucci Mane on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Aretha Franklin songs that you thumbed up. Number 3, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Number 2, Freeway of Love. Number 1, Respect. Hear more from Aretha Franklin and similar artists now. Search for Aretha Franklin on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. iHeartRadio.
Here are the top Sam Hunt songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Hard to Forget.
So much for so long, out of sight, out of mind. Girl, you're looking so good, it's driving me out of mind. Oh, you're breaking my heart, baby, you're playing hard to forget.
Number 2, Kinfolks.
I know we just met, but I wanna introduce you to my kinfolks, to my old friends, to the house in the pines where the road ends. Take you to my hometown, where I grew up, where I thought I knew it all before I knew what love was.
Number 1, Breaking Up Was Easy in the 90s.
And I wouldn't have a clue what you've been up to lately, or who you've been up to it with. But when I don't miss your calls, I miss you calling. And I go round and round again. I'm sick of sitting at the house, dying on my phone, wishing I was somewhere I can be alone. Try to let you go, something always reminds me. I bet breaking up was easy in the 90s.
Hear more from Sam Hunt and similar artists now. Search for Sam Hunt on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio.
Here are the top Chris Brown songs you thumbed up. Number 3, Undecided.
I'm undecided, excited, ignited, and I don't wanna feel the way I do, but I like it. Look at all these sparks flying, but I'm still indecisive.
Number 2, Heat, featuring Gunna.
Baby, hold on tight when you ride me. You know I like to eat, give me options. If you throw it, it's gon' get knocked off. I wanna get equal. All I ask for my ego. Baby, we gon' keep it simple.
Number 1, No Guidance, featuring Drake.
Around, give you my last name. Know you tired of the same damn thing. That's okay, cause baby, you got it, girl, you got it. Hey. You got it, girl, you got it.
Hear more from Chris Brown and similar artists now. Search for Chris Brown on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong, and I learned how to get along. And so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find
Welcome back in, D.N.D. First show of 2025. We've plowed through some ground today. The Badgers getting some new players in the transfer portal. The Packers getting new opponents for 2026. Their home opponents, along with the divisional opponents. They will host the Falcons, Bills, Panthers, Cowboys, Texans, and Dolphins. We have no idea when those dates will be. And they will travel to New England, New Orleans, New York, all the news.
Oh, yeah.
Los Angeles and Tampa Bay.
There we go. Yeah, we will find out probably, May, when they do some fantastical schedule release.
Yeah, and then Schneidman will leak it early like he always does. And
Yeah. Someone will put it out there right away. It's like, oh, yeah, here's the schedule. And meanwhile, you're waiting on it's like, and in week 2, we have.
Like I said, baseball and basketball handle it the way that it should be handled.
Here you go.
Yeah. And they don't even,
random Monday.
With no warning.
Yeah.
It's just an email.
Yep.
Here you go. Here's the schedule. Oh, cool. Great.
All right.
And then you can plan your life.
Yes, exactly.
As opposed to when the schedule comes out, because peek behind the curtain, if you work in covering the Packers or producing Packers radio like we do, the first thing that you look for is when's the bye week? Because bye week means bye.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And then the second thing you look for is how many holidays am I stuck working?
Yeah. Like, this past year when we were doing the show during schedule release, and we were, figuring out if Thanksgiving was going to be a thing. And initially we saw the report from Jordan Schultz, I believe, that the Packers were not playing on Thanksgiving. And then, of course, we come to find out a few minutes later that the Packers were playing on Thanksgiving, which led to, I have never seen Hunter Baumgart upset very much in my life. And I've known him going back to college. Like, I've known him longer than just about everyone else here. And he was just incredibly incensed. He was outraged at Jordan Schultz's poor reporting, thinking that we were going to have Thanksgiving off. He's like, I'm just completely writing off Jordan Schultz.
Yeah.
He is not a credible reporter. I hate him. Like, all these things. I don't think he even said I hate him, but still, it's just like, he's like,
I don't think that's in Hunter's wheelhouse.
No, I think he just said,
I don't think Hunter holds hate in his heart for anybody.
No, I think he just, he disliked him in that moment, but he's like, he is the least favorite, just totally just upset with Jordan Schultz about his reporting on Thanksgiving. And yeah, like that was the chaos of schedule release day.
There have been times when the Packers have played a combination of Thanksgiving Day and then either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and then New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Yeah.
I don't think they have played on New Year's Day. And then college football sometimes shoves their bowl games either ahead or behind a day.
Yeah, because they don't want to go up against the NFL.
Well, no, I mean...
Well, look at this week.
The NBA went up against the NFL, and we saw how that happened.
Yep.
We saw how that worked out for them.
Yeah, NBA's losing their own holiday that they play games on, because it was always, Thanksgiving. That's when you watch NBA basketball.
They did have like great ratings this year in the NBA in comparison to recent years on Christmas. And I'm assuming that's because the Christmas football games
Or on
were
Netflix.
just horrendous.
Well, and they were on Netflix too.
Netflix and horrendous. I mean, there was not one of those three matchups that you would have gotten up for and been like, hell yeah.
Netflix
Give me Josh Johnson.
Netflix still struggles at times with live programming. I remember the Tom
poor
Brady
quality.
roast was bad. Yeah.
It's poor quality. These live broadcasts they do. I mean, I think everybody last year was getting kicked off because there were so many people on that their servers couldn't handle it.
By the way, we should mention this, and we haven't mentioned this yet. The Packers game on Saturday is on Prime. So what does that mean? It means that if you're listening on 1070 The Game in Madison, the game is not televised on either over-the-air television or cable. You're hearing, I don't want anybody to be surprised by this. If you're in Madison or anywhere else that's not Green Bay or Milwaukee, because I don't know the over-the-air stations. I think it's TMJ4. I don't know.
It's W something IT.
WIT.
Fox 6.
That's Fox 6.
Yeah.
That's
so you got Fox
Milwaukee.
6, and I thought it was NBC in Green Bay.
Oh, maybe that's why I'm complaining it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So you can watch it on over-the-air television in Milwaukee and in Green Bay. It is not on your cable. You have to have Prime streaming if you're going to watch it at home anywhere else.
Yeah.
So
Madison,
again,
Eau Claire.
Yes. If you're listening in Madison, if you're listening in Eau Claire, if you're listening on the stream anywhere else in the world, you need Prime to watch this game. My father is going to flip his lid north of Orlando when he can't find this game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling him now. Maybe you find a bar. Maybe you find somewhere else. Maybe you just listen. If you're in Madison, listen to the game on WIBA.
See if you can get a free trial of Amazon Prime. You know,
I
think they have some free 7-day trials.
Yeah, maybe. So that's, like I said, if you're in Milwaukee or Green Bay, you're fine. If you're in Madison, I know, and I said this morning on WIBA on Madison in the morning, and I think I'm going to say it every morning this week.
Probably a good idea. Yeah.
You will not be able to watch the game if you don't have Prime. Or you're in a place that doesn't have Prime.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know what else to tell you.
You got to get Deion Sanders on your side. You need Prime and
different Prime.
Yeah, different Prime a little bit, but yeah.
But he could probably help you if you had Prime. Like if you said, "Hey, Prime, how do I watch this game?" He'd be like, "Hey, man, watch it on Prime here."
Yeah.
Be really
Do you believe
confusing.
now? Hey, it's working, Coach. Do you believe now? Do you believe?
Let's hear from Matt LaFleur, Packers coach. Yesterday's 16-3 loss at Minnesota to end Week 18 in the National Football League, but more importantly, looking ahead to the wild card round of the playoffs coming up on Saturday night.
Well, that was there was some good out there and some not so good, and I think, like I told the guys, I was proud of their effort, the way they competed. Obviously, couldn't get enough going offensively, and that was disappointing. That's a really good defense, and they give you a lot of challenging looks, and we really struggled, especially in the first half, blocking movement and getting anything going. I thought in the second half we did a better job. We were able to run the ball a little bit. But all in all, like I told the guys, we're in the tournament. Everybody's 0-0. We're going to have to go on the road, and we got to embrace that opportunity.
Do you have any idea about Fuller's knee? What was the thinking of having him in at that point?
Yeah, I mean, we're just limited on bodies in regards to we both those safeties, quite honestly, and in regards to when we were going nickel defense and trying to match personnel, one of those guys had to go in. So, it's unfortunate. I think he's going to be okay, but we'll have an update for you tomorrow, I'm sure.
But you mentioned going on the road for the third time in 3 years. What about this year maybe compares or contrasts to what you guys have faced each of the last 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, I think every year is a different year and different experience, and you got to learn from your past, no doubt about it. And I think it's just, the urgency that needs to be there from the moment we start preparing, which is really right now in terms of for those guys that battled today, getting their bodies back. We got to have a great week of preparation. We got to maximize it, make the most of it, and go shoot our shot.
Is momentum just not relevant when it comes to getting your team healthy?
Yeah, I think we did the right thing today in regards to trying to, and we'll see. Time will tell. But I feel better about this certainly than I did a year ago after the game. It was a double whammy when lose the game and you lose like a key player for us to go into that run. So I thought this was the best decision.
What is the benefit for the guys who didn't play, maybe who are healthy or just borderline not healthy for this practice week? Do you feel like you can practice harder? Do you feel like it's practicing more?
I think everything's fluid in terms of how we go about the week. I mean, a lot of it is going to be dependent upon which day we play. But I do think, I think we had a pretty good week of practice. I felt like this last week for the guys that we were trying to rest. They did get a lot of reps. We went a lot of good on good, and our one offense versus our one defense. And so I think we're physically in a better place.
How do you go about just changing the tone and the intensity of what's to come this coming week?
Well, I think you definitely stick with your process that you believe in. But I think just everybody has to understand the magnitude of the playoffs and what that brings in regards to there's a finality to it. So you got to go play your best ball.
Like in a locker room like that, obviously knowing you've lost 4 straight, but now it's a clean slate.
Yeah, I think it's just that. It's like, hey, we're in the dance. We got to go on the road, and we're going to have to play our best football moving forward.
Referenced last year a couple of times during the week. Again, if you don't have happen what happened against the Bears, do you take the same approach, you think, or did that really impact it?
I definitely think that was a major driving force in regards to the decision to try to keep out as many guys as we could. I mean, obviously, I talked about it earlier this week. I mean, you have 55 spots because you got a 53 plus 2 elevations. Certainly some guys were injured going into this game that couldn't play anyways. So there's not too many guys that you can truly protect. And we tried to protect as many as we could, but also I thought it was great. It was just a great opportunity for a lot of these guys that haven't gotten the reps that maybe they want. And anytime you're going out there and I mean, you're on display for the whole world to see. And so I thought it was great exposure for those guys. And I liked how they competed.
When it came to play calling, you obviously want to give Clayton an opportunity. It's also a really good defense, and your starting quarterback is the background. So what did you kind of do play calling wise, if anything, to try and make sure Clayton wasn't in harm's way?
Well, I think first and foremost, if we got in that situation where Jordan was going to go in the game, there was not going to be a pass attempted. So we made that decision based on the circumstances. Just prior to even coming into this game. But that's a really good defense. That's one of the better defenses in the league. They're very aggressive. They got us on a couple things in protection when we did try to throw the football. We knew that we were going to have to lean on the run game. I thought early on it just wasn't good enough in regards to we had some missed targets. We had some, when they brought pressures, there were a couple free hitters in the hole at times. I talked to E about the one we got a downhill run. There's a free hitter right there. We just can't lose 19 yards on a run play. So that one definitely hurt us. But all in all, I thought E certainly bounced back. He had a great kickoff return. I thought he was running hard. We kind of got some of our outside zone going a little bit in the second half. So that was encouraging.
Judge Clayton's day, all the circumstances on both sides.
Yeah, I think it's a very tough one to judge based on just it's like the perfect storm. You're going against one of the most aggressive defenses in the National Football League, and they're very good at what they do. And you do have a tough environment where you're on the silent count. And I thought I liked how he attacked the challenge.
Got out of Sorrell and Bretton Cox, and is that any kind of sign that they could help you in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I thought both those guys played really hard, and I'm sure it's we got to go take a look at it and do a deeper dive on it and critique it. But I thought as far as the energy and just how they competed, I was happy with that.
Do you think he can help you going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I think another one that you have an idea of how it's going, but until you look at the tape, certainly I think it was good for him to just hear some of the calls, get acclimated with our defense, and then I think we can build on that going into this week.
Too much to think that he could start against the Bears?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think everything's up for discussion.
Would all your inactives besides Wicks and Malik be good to go if it was?
I believe so.
Maybe hard to judge, maybe it's not because of who they're playing against, but maybe a good first test for Jordan Morgan at left tackle.
Yeah, again, I got to go back and look at it. I know there were a couple things early on that we didn't do a very good job with, but I thought as the game wore on, the better he got.
What do you think of the run defense coming off of the Ravens game?
Yeah, I mean there were some moments where we gave up some big explosion runs where we missed a tackle, but I thought it definitely felt more sound. There were a couple late in the game where you could feel the push where Minnesota was able to get too much push up front and have a big hole. But all in all, I thought it felt better. I mean, it should feel better. We gave up 300 yards rushing last week, so.
I know you don't want to go into the playoffs with a 4-game losing streak. I know how that sounds. But what kind of vibe do you get from your guys?
I think our guys are excited. They're excited for the challenge. They're excited for the opportunity, and that's how we're going to attack it. And that's our mindset. Because right now, when you get to the postseason, everybody's 0-0. It's a clean slate. So we have an opportunity, and that's all you can ask for.
You work obviously all year to get to the playoffs. What gives you the confidence that you guys can make a run here?
I believe in that locker room. I believe in the talent that we have, the players that we have, how committed they are, how together they are. And I know the type of fight that we have as a football team.
When you get together in the playoffs, everybody's 0-0.
Yeah.
There's your cliche.
There you go.
Point.
Got to write that down somewhere.
Everybody's undefeated. Well said, Coach.
Everyone's undefeated and everyone's winless. I mean,
if you want to go
clean slate,
if you want to go glass half empty, sure.
All
right.
Bears haven't won a thing.
Period.
Yeah.
Ever. Well, that's not true. That's
in
not
2026.
Neither
they're
are the Packers.
winless this calendar year.
So are the Packers.
Yeah,
it's a bad example.
But, by
Even
that
matchup.
example, the Cleveland Browns are they're 1-0 in 2026. I mean, they're a Super Bowl contender right there.
Joe Burrow kind of did a Brett Favre there for that record, but
yeah, a little bit of a dive down there. I mean, they didn't chip Myles Garrett for that, and it's like, and I'm just going to go right down. 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
I wonder if TJ Watt's ever going to go up to Joe Burrow like Mark Gastineau did.
You ruined my life.
Well, you hurt me, man. You hurt
Strahan would be the one, right?
You hurt me.
Well, Strahan and Watt, both of them.
They both
Right,
had 22 and a half. You hurt me.
Yeah.
You hurt me. All right, we'll wrap up this edition of D&D on the other side. Stay with us.
With the fight, you think I crumble? You think I lay down and die? Oh no, not I will survive.
Want to watch D.N.D? They're live on YouTube, Facebook, and X right now.
There you go.
There we go.
Just search 97.3 The Game.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Maren Morris songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3. I Could Use a Love Song.
When it comes on to a time when I wouldn't roll my eyes at a guy and a girl who make it work in a world that for me so far just seemed to go so wrong. Yeah, I could use a love song.
Number 2. The Bones.
You and I remain the same when there ain't a crack in the foundation. Baby, I know in a storm we're facing, we'll blow right over while we stay put. The house don't fall when the bones are good.
Number 1. Circles Around This Town.
Hadn't heard the sound of a door slam yet. Thank God I was an optimist. I drove circles around this town, trying to ride circles around this town, trying to say something with maybe something worth singing about.
Hear more from Maren Morris and similar artists now. Search for Maren Morris on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Now, a year in rock spotlight. 1978.
In January of 1978, the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack is released featuring the music of the Bee Gees. It hits number one in the U.S. for more than 6 months. An amazing 18 weeks at number one in the UK, it becomes the best-selling soundtrack album of all time. In February of 78, Pasadena, California hard rock band Van Halen released their self-titled debut album. It hits number 19 on the charts. Their cover of The Kinks' You Really Got Me cracks the top 40 at number 36. In March, the Patti Smith Group released their third album, Easter. It goes to number 20. Their single, Because the Night, goes to number 13. It was co-written with Bruce Springsteen. In May of 78, Detroit rock singer Bob Seger releases his 10th album, Stranger in Town. It goes to number 4 in the U.S., yielding 3 top 20 singles, including Still the Same, which also goes to number 4.
Are you still the same?
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1978. Coming up.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Drake songs you've thumbed up. Number 3, Money in the Grave featuring Rick Ross.
Got Lil Max with me, he the wave. It's a big gap between us in the game. In the next life, I'm trying to stay paid. When I die, put my money in the grave. When I die, put my money in the grave. I really gotta put a couple in their place.
Number 2, Tootsie Slide.
I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey, don't you wanna dance with me? No.
Number 1, Laugh Now, Cry Later featuring Lil Durk.
Where did these be at when they say they doing all this and all that? Tired of beefing you bums, you can't even pay me enough to react. Been waking up in the crib and sometimes I don't even know where I'm at. Please don't pay that songs in this party, I can't even listen to that.
Hear more from Drake and similar artists now. Search for Drake on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio is the easy-to-use app for music and radio. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Bryan Adams to discuss the difficulties of putting a record together, particularly the Reckless album.
If you knew what Reckless took to make, you wouldn't think that, it just sounds like we went in an afternoon and recorded a record, because I told over that record for 6 months, I mean, it was one of the hardest things I ever did. I was completely wiped out afterwards, because I fought every step of the way with everybody about it. And even though I had a good team, there was a lot of struggles. But I come to terms with the fact that if you want something bad enough, you got to fight for it, and so that's what I do now. I just I put together a good entourage of guys and go in there and just get in the scrum, man.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Bryan Adams and all your favorite artists.
Last couple of minutes here on this edition of D.N.D. for a Monday, first show of the year. Packers lose 16-3, but nobody cares. It's all about the Chicago Bears coming up on Saturday night on a scale of 1 to 10. Where do you put this game at, Dave, in terms of importance?
I mean, you got to put it at a 10, because if you don't win, season's over.
I don't know. I asked Dave first as opposed to you, Nick, because apparently you hope that the Packers lose. I'm not sure what that's all about, because you want the storyline of the Bears losing to the Steelers.
Just said that if it's not the Packers that the Steelers could potentially face in the Super Bowl, the one that would then, in my opinion, be the next most notable would be the Bears. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Right. It's a 10, and I would push back on the definite when you guys described earlier when I asked which fan base it's more important to. I don't think it's definitely more important to the Bears. I think this is a potential passing of the torch. I mean, the Bears win this game, you're talking about you lose 2 or 3. Talking about a team that now has beaten you in the postseason more recently than you've beaten them. A team that has now advanced as far as you've advanced since Aaron Rodgers was on the team in the postseason. Like you got a lot at stake if you're the Packers,
Yeah.
and you might not even have a head coach come next week if you lose this game.
Well, I mean, also just to kind of counterpoint there, in terms of, the importance in being able to make that push. I mean, for the Bears, it's the same kind of thing. If they're trying to pass the torch or trying to get the torch passed to them, they have the golden opportunity. If they miss it, I mean, them having been little brother for so long in this rivalry, they have that opportunity to finally pass it up. And if they don't get it, I mean, that's just going to drain all the momentum that they've had.
I don't think that one game is going to pass a torch. I think that's something that's going to happen over time. But we'll ask on tomorrow's show. We've got a 3-hour show tomorrow, and we'll do that then. We're out of time for today. Drew and Hunter are next. Good job today, boys, and we'll see you tomorrow here on the game.
The Pack